Fan. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. You can catch up on the latest Pittsburgh sports news anytime. Just tell your smart device to play Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
93.7 The Fan from Odyssey.
Pittsburgh sports, smart and able. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Pony and Muller here. Mike and Mike's Beer Bar is a big fan of us. In fact, he gave us our own beer. Okay, well, kind of. Each month, Mike picks a local beer that we call the Fan Beer of the Month. Mike's Fan Beer of the Month for November is Jackworth Hard Ginger Beer. And the charity sales will benefit the National Alliance on Mental Illness.
And if you don't like the Fan Beer of the Month, or you just don't like us, Mike has 4 other beers on tap that you can select, and he will make a donation to the charity. Check out the Fan Beer of the Month at Mike's Beer Bar.
Meet me at Mike's.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Get the latest on Pittsburgh sports from anywhere with the Odyssey app. Listen to shows and Pirate Games live. Check out our exclusive interviews and content anytime. Download the Odyssey app now and never miss a minute. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. The Bob and Joe Show, weekdays 10 to 2.
Bob, the running game went to pot that year, didn't it? Come on, Bob. Give me some credit.
I laughed. I gave you. What do you want me to do?
It was just a little tiny chuckle.
Because I've heard these kinds of things.
I think Bell and Blunt had a joint agreement, Bob, to be the Steelers running backs.
Oh,
Jeff, did you like that?
Did. I'm enjoying these jokes.
The Bob and Joe Show, weekdays 10 to 2 on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station. Live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. 93.7 The Fan. Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
This is Sean Myers bringing you fan headlines. The Los Angeles Dodgers, once again the World Series champions. They scored a thrilling 5-4 victory in 11 innings last night in Toronto against the Blue Jays. The Dodgers winning Game 7 and the series 4-3 as they repeat as champions. Yoshinobu Yamamoto was named the World Series MVP. In addition to Steelers-Colts today at 1 o'clock at Acrisure, we will have Sunday night football coverage. Seattle Seahawks at Washington Commanders. The kickoff is at 8:20. But the Fan is your home for the NFL on Westwood One. Check out tonight's matchup starting at 7:30. Don't forget, you can also stream the game using the free Odyssey app. Fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more headlines, visit 937thefan.com.
It's time for Fan Game Day. The Fan Game Day is brought to you by Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Westminster College, Verizon, official 5G provider of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Schley Deck and Fence, and Saloni's Italian Bread.
Hey, let's get it right here. Let's get in that end zone. Let's go!
Fan Game Day is on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
All right, boys, let's do this thing. It is Fan Game Day on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. We are live at the Rivers Casino Sportsbook. If you are coming to the game, Steelers and Colts, 1 p.m., park at the Rivers Casino. Stop by, say hello to us. Donnie Football, Mark Cabali, Jason Mackey with you just outside of the Sportsbook. Our guy Seth Davis is here on site. And Sean Myers is back behind the glass in Greentree. The Steelers, as of right now, a 3.5-point underdog against the Colts. It has moved a little bit. It was 3 for most of the week. Now the Colts are minus 3.5. If you want to also come down here and place a bet at the Rivers Casino Sportsbook, feel free to do so. And I would say, not to get ahead of myself, because we will get to our official predictions later in the show. We are with you until kickoff. I would feel pretty comfortable laying the 3.5 if I was betting on the Colts in this game. Steelers facing a spot in the season where it could really dictate whether or not this team makes the playoffs because of the way the percentages have worked for over the last 35 or so years. If you start a season 5-3, you make the playoffs over 60% of the time. If you start the season 4-4, you make the playoffs under 40% of the time. And the Ravens won big the other night. I think that team is going to be very quickly on the Steelers' heels after their win against the Dolphins. I think it could be a situation in which the Ravens catch up to or even pass the Steelers by the time we reach Thanksgiving week at the end of the month, because we are into the first weekend here in November. So a massive test posing against the Steelers today. The Colts, the highest scoring offense in all of football, a team that scores almost 34 points per game. This is not a team quarterbacked by Peyton Manning. It's not a team quarterbacked by Andrew Luck. It is Daniel Jones, of all people, a guy the Steelers beat up last year on Monday Night Football. He is the man calling the signals for the Indianapolis Colts this season. Head coach Shane Steichen, who has had Mike Tomlin's number time and time again, and Jonathan Taylor, who is the front runner for Offensive Player of the Year. So, guys, I will open it up to you here now. Just a massive test facing the Steelers in a few hours. Coming off back-to-back losses, a home loss last week on Sunday Night Football after they get a nice little layoff, and Pittsburgh is facing a spot in which they really have to answer the bell of some sort in just a couple of hours.
You know, a couple of weeks ago, Donnie, when they were going to Cincinnati, and I said they hit 5-1, you rubber stamped the division. It was pretty much at that point. I think it's not going outside the boundaries here to say if they lose this one, they have a good shot of not making the playoffs. That's how important this game is, just for not to get back on the winning record, but you got a tough couple of games coming up right after this. You can't have 3 losses in a row. You can't play like you did in the second half last week. I don't think they will. I think you will get a better showing than what you did last week, although last week I thought you'd get a bit better showing than that you got from Cincinnati. But it's very critical of them coming out here and winning this game. If not, like you said, I know what you're doing. You're looking at that Ravens schedule and saying, ugh.
Yeah, I am.
And you're looking at the Steelers schedule and saying, ugh. And that's why you're thinking, by the time those two meet in early December, they both are like 7-5, right? Or if you're lucky.
I think the Steelers would be lucky to be 7-5.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I'm looking at the games the Steelers have played the past couple of weeks and what the Colts are capable of doing. And I don't see a good match here. If you're going to go over the middle with Tyler Warren, if you're going to involve a bunch of different receivers who are pretty good, if you're going to run the ball down an opponent's throat and you have a team that hasn't been able to consistently stop the run, I'd love to come up with the game plan for how the Steelers get this done. And other than the Colts completely, down their leg, I don't have much.
What is that down your leg? I never heard that term.
Well, it could be one of two things.
You grew up in Belle Verde. You heard that term.
Yeah,
don't give me that crap.
We're tic-tacking in Belle Verde. There's definitely ways here. First of all, the Colts' defense is not very good. They can't stop the run. They don't want to stop the run. They haven't had to stop the run. They haven't
top
played
10 against the run in the NFL.
No, I thought they were like 30th or something, aren't they? Whatever. Maybe it was because yards per carry or something like that. They've played an awful schedule where the only win they had, they basically, the Cardinals, they gave them a win there. They've just not been playing. They've not played away from the RCA Dome, the Lucas Oil Stadium on the East Coast. I think their 2 road ones were in L.A. So there are options here where the Steelers, if they run the ball, maybe they can outscore them, right?
Colts are 8th in rushing defense, 93.1.
Now they are 29th against the pass in terms of yards.
That's where they're susceptible. Like if that small narrow pathway, Donnie, I feel like is blow up DK Metcalf, blow up the tight ends, and just chuck it.
But I also wonder if that number is inflated a little bit because they've been ahead in so many games.
Right. Teams are playing catch up, and
I think it is a lot. I think you got DeForest Buckner, obviously he's the guy in the middle there, but they just want to play, they want to play nickel defense. That's what they want to do. They want to play nickel, and you can run against the nickel, especially with the heavy set, and that's what makes it so important to Sam All, who's now playing today, that Spencer Anderson's back, so you can go with Darnell Washington, the heavy thing, not only grind the clock down, but be able to have some success. So there are some avenues to be successful here.
Yeah, I think they have a couple of choices, and I think it all depends on their offense. And, I have been mostly happy with the offense. I know Mike Tomlin came out after the game last Sunday night and then on Tuesday and kind of threw shade at the Steelers offense as to why things went south against the Packers. But listen, this is an offense that has been producing at a, really the best clip we've seen since 2018, that final big year from Big Ben. So I have very few things to be upset about when it comes to Arthur Smith, Aaron Rodgers, and that Steelers offense. And I think they have an option of either stick to the run game, because it worked very well in the last 2 games. They just went away from it for whatever reason in the second half against the Packers when they had a 9-point lead going into the break. And then they ran for almost 150 yards against the Bengals, and they knew their defense couldn't stop Joe Flacco, and then their defense couldn't stop Jordan Love last week. You stick to the run. Listen, I've said this all week. It's a 100-plus year adage in football. The best defense is a good offense. You keep your offense out on the field. That's the way they were able to sometimes beat Tom Brady back in the day, sometimes beat Peyton Manning and the Colts back in the day. When you know the offense on the other side is lethal and they can score almost every time, you have to keep your run game going.
We were talking about that on the morning show, Donnie, Adam and I on Friday. Sustained possessions. They should be in no hurry. Absolutely not. I don't understand why they went away from Jaylen Warren the way they did in the last game. The past couple, honestly, I don't think they featured him as much as they possibly could have. I'd like to see them change that. And if they're able to run the ball, we'll see what the Colts end up doing. But, man, I mean, that's the way you manage this thing. But they do have to take some shots. I think the Colts are susceptible if you're going to talk about something they might give up. Big plays there. They've had some injuries. I believe Ward's still out with a concussion, right? Chuck it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Jaylen Warren, what do you have, 3 carries in the second half? I don't know how – they didn't have a ton of plays either. I mean, you're up 16-7 going into the third quarter, got the ball, and you still only have 3 carries maybe. I mean,
that should be Jaylen Warren special, honestly, right there.
Let's call it for what it's worth. He needed to touch the ball more last week in the second half, and Nick Herbig needed to play more. And those are 2 things you have to scratch your head and say, why aren't 2 of your better players on the field more? Maybe that will change this week. I mean, hey, I don't think they played very poorly for about 34 minutes last week.
I would agree with that.
Right?
Yep.
But we tend to forget those first 34 minutes because how bad those last 26 minutes were, which were pretty bad.
I mean, they gave up 28 points in the second half. I mean, going into the locker room last week, I was even pleasantly surprised. I thought, okay, if you told me the Steelers had a 2-score lead against the Packers at halftime, I would be very happy with that. I mean, if it was even tied, I would be happy with that, because I think the Packers are a pretty good football team that are absolutely a Super Bowl contender from the NFC. But we get to the second half. Jordan Love goes through a stretch where he completes 20 passes in a row. Tucker Kraft was a monster for them in that game, and the Steelers completely just folded in that second half. The Packers crowd took over the game, and that's something we'll get to in a little bit. But
wasn't that game at home?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And I'll say this. I mean, obviously, I wasn't here last week. You guys had Jeff Hathorne.
Yeah, you were on the yacht.
I was on the yacht Friday night.
He was on the feed. All right, let him go.
That's why they got whipped, because meathead Donnie football.
I wasn't here.
We're a bunch of meatheads. He's on a yacht. That does not work.
And all the cheeseheads got into the stadium. Yeah.
How was the yacht, by the way?
It was very nice.
Yeah.
Was it yachty?
It was.
Did you listen to Yacht Rock?
It was hoity-toity.
Did you get comfortable over time, or was it still like?
I
don't want to break.
I was definitely out of my element.
What was the attire? Were you just going with the boat shoes and?
I had like a nice like short sleeve white button down on, khaki pants, and then like brown dress shoes.
Yeah, the fiance dressed him.
She did, yeah. she picked out the outfits for about half the trip, but
very nice.
Yeah, I mean, I was in 85-degree weather. It was very nice all weekend. But
and you were tweeting some live tweeting, so I'm guessing you were watching the game.
Yeah, I mean,
happy.
I was watching the game Sunday night, and one of my big thoughts about that crowd was like, man, when the Steelers are on offense, it's loud. Like I can hear. I can hear the Packers fans bringing noise. So it wasn't some sort of optical illusion or like, oh, man, there's some Packers fans here. Like, no, there were a lot of Packers fans.
Donnie, you should have seen this place, man. I mean, this was crawling with Packers fans.
It might be pretty loud again today, but it might not be cheering for the Colts. It might be booing the Steelers.
Do you think I know the guys asked you about all of this yesterday. I couldn't listen to your full hour, but do you think you think we reached that point? Do you think we reach any sort of fire, fill in the blank, whether it's Austin, Tomlin, whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, if you have the first 2 series and they look like garbage defensively, say for, just for argument's sake,
they go down 14-0.
They get the ball and they go right down the field scoring 8-0, 7-0. You're getting boos instantly. Instantly boos. Then if it gets out of control, I could see pockets. I mean, myself, I think it's a classist thing to do, but I think I've went over that ad nauseum of actually, as a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers as a entity, to sit there and chant fire the coach. I wasn't a big fire Canada guy. I wasn't a big fire Hextall guy. I just don't. You can boo, and I'm not going to kill you if you're sitting there and do the fire Tomlin. I just don't think I wouldn't do it.
It's coming, Mark. It's coming. If the scenario you outlined happens, man, it's coming.
The booing's fine.
No. The fire Tomlin's coming. We heard fire Shelton before a pitch was delivered. I know it's a different scenario. I'm not comparing the Pirates to the Steelers, but that's where the vitriol gets to here.
I think it's classless. Okay, you're upset. I understand that. Boo them. Sell your tickets. Don't show up.
But it's too hard to tweet that you need to untangle the defensive structure mess that you've created with Tomlin and Terrell Austin, right? Like, that doesn't have a good ring to it.
See,
what they should be tweeting.
And I'm also I never normally partake in booze or fire whoever chants, but I'm not going to tell the person next to me who paid their hard-earned money to be in that spot to say whatever they want. I mean, as long as it's within the bounds. I mean, I'm never a fan of like people that throw stuff at players or throw stuff on the field, but when it comes to voicing your opinion, I'm never going to be one to tell somebody like, hey, no, you shouldn't do that. Like, I'm not going to pull out my finger and point at them and say, like, listen, buddy, you shouldn't, say anything that gets Mr. Rooney upset. It's that person's prerogative because it's their right to be in that spot, whether they're a season ticket holder or they're attending their first game. And I even get back to that when it came to the amount of Packers fans that were in the building. I don't fault people who sell their tickets. Listen, if somebody from Green Bay or Indianapolis offers you $500 a seat, guess who's going to sit in your seat?
Yep.
That person from Green Bay or Indianapolis. I mean, we tend to get on the side of the athletes for getting the bag, quote unquote. I'm not going to blame the average Joe for doing that if somebody from the incoming town wants to do that.
Yeah, plus, this town is notorious for not showing up to night games, right?
That's true. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, I mean, you work the next day.
Once again, I'd rather sit at home and watch it when the game's over.
You're not getting home until 2 a.m.
Yes, I would much like that too. But my suggestion is instead of boo the team, fine, great. But if you want to fire Tomlin, don't say it. Save it for the 2 to 6 p.m. show and call up and voice your displeasure there.
Oh, there will be plenty of that.
Yeah, because
on Tomlin.
Art's going to be listening to that, and I bet weighing that level of opinion with what decision he makes.
You know how that works there, Jason. Things trickle down.
No, I know.
Everybody hears everything.
Man, voice your opinion. Vote with your dollar. If you don't like it, don't go. If you want to go and boo, do it. Like, that's none of my business, man.
Right.
I'm not telling people how to
if you're
spend
buying
money.
season tickets, they're quite expensive. And if you can sell 1 or 2 of these tickets to make up for that entire season.
Yep. It was a hot ticket against Green Bay.
Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, I split mine with a buddy, and he went last week. But if somebody from Green Bay would have said, hey, I'll pay you $500 to sit in the bleachers, I mean, I'm not turning that down. I mean, I'll give it to any cheesehead out there if they wanted that. I mean, I'll give it to any Colts fan if they wanted that. I mean, I'm not blaming fans for whatever they do.
It was out of control in here. It was all green, gold, and white, baby.
So how would you guys describe the breakdown? I mean, we always have our Steeler fans.
It was like 50-50.
We have our guy.
I was going to go 60-40, but I won't argue with 50-50. I mean, it was a ton, man.
I saw one Colts jersey so far today, so I think
we
they're
had a
pretty
Colts
safe.
windbreaker.
I don't think the Colts travel very well.
Oh, very nice Tyler Warren jersey over there.
Well, that's a Penn State fan. Is that Austin Bechtold?
No, but it's a Tyler Warren Colts jersey at least.
I think
not Austin Bechtold. I don't think he's old enough to be over there.
Yeah, you're true. He probably isn't old enough to get in here.
He'd be getting carded in like
his
three.
His parents wouldn't allow him to come here.
They would require him to give like 3 different types of identification. He's getting that pull if he comes in here, because you have the crowd where they're like, all right, if you're over 40, go ahead and walk through. If you're between that, if you're like between like 30 and 40, we need the ID, and then if you're under that, we're gonna need like
excuse me,
2
sir,
or 3 different types.
Gonna need to see your parents.
You know, Donnie, expecting the Acrisure filled up. You know, I was anticipating to be a lot of Green Bay fans just because it was a night game and those Packers and they travel well. I didn't anticipate that 49ers game a couple years ago.
The home opener.
There was probably more 49ers fans there than there were Packers last week, but they were a lot more vocal last week.
And they took control in the second half. Now, I also think a point going, back a couple of years, I don't want to spend a ton of time on it, but that 49ers game, I think, is a little bit worse of a look because that was the home opener. That's when,
game.
That's when everybody should be hyped up. It's a new season, hope springs eternal, all of that stuff. Last week, the Steelers are coming off a bad loss. Yeah, you get a home primetime game, but people don't love the primetime home games because of the work factor the next day. You're not getting home until probably 1 or 2 in the morning once you get out of the traffic down here. So that part I get. But, man, it really did. Listening to it on TV, I was like, man, it's loud when the Steelers are on offense. And once it got deep into the second half where the Packers really took control, it was louder when the Steelers had the football than when they didn't.
The best thing that ever happened to the Steelers was when they filled in the closed side, because that was the Steelers' version of the Escalooser.
Yes.
So you can't really tell when people are leaving.
Yeah, people flood out of here.
The Steelers' Escalooser type thing probably was fired up mid-third quarter last week.
Oh,
yeah.
Boy.
And think, they were up by 2 scores at halftime. And how early you're saying that happened.
It just fell apart. It fell apart. They couldn't stop doing it.
I understand the frustrations. I do. That's why if they don't come out here this week, Jason, and play better, be in the game, show like they belong, then they're going to have worse games down the road here of people showing up.
Somebody tweeted at us 3 and out. Steelers go 3 and out. People are going to start.
I
think
the 3 and out more than
aggressive.
I think more of the 8 plays, 80 yards,
and do that twice.
Oh, forget it.
At that point, man, all bets are off.
I might boo.
No. See,
Mark is not going to boo. There's no cheering or booing in the press box.
Yeah, where that is, I just said 5 minutes ago, I don't have a ton of complaints with the Steelers' offense. So
right,
yeah,
let them play a football game.
A 3 and out would be a little bit annoying, but the game we had the other night, the high school football game on KDK, we had Newcastle and Montour.
Yeah, you should have went to Thomas Jefferson, but okay.
No, we had a much better game actually.
Thomas Jefferson whipped the fighting Burt Loutons of the Mars.
Chirp always has his top tier game plans for the playoffs, so we saw that coming. Montour started that game with a 17-play drive. They ran the ball.
Impossible.
They ran the ball 16 times. They took almost 9 minutes off the clock.
Love it.
If it was some sort of gut punch like that where they just shoved it down the Steelers' throat, I think even if it was only one possession, I think that would really get people
How about one play, 80 yards, Jonathan Taylor touchdown?
I mean, it could be that.
I don't think that would be as demoralizing as 17 plays and Jonathan Taylor just runs it down their throat.
Yeah, I'm talking 6-7 yards a play. Yeah.
Right. And honestly, that worries the heck out of me today.
Boy, we guys are caught in the absolute right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, last week we thought they can come back. Cincinnati, we thought there's no chance they can win. I still think they're a good enough team to go out there and give the Colts a game and potentially win this game. I won't pick them, but I don't think it's, just write it off. Absolutely
I'm not writing it off, but I mean, why shouldn't we ignore the right now?
How about Juan Thornhill does one of those diving plays where he misses the ball by 7 yards again? Then absolutely they'll be.
Yeah.
Look at this. This first segment we're talking about how are they going to start booing? And they're
They've
5
given
and
up
3.
950 yards the past 2 weeks.
But they're 5 and 3. They're right in the
It
thick
doesn't
of things.
matter.
No, they're
How
4
does
and
that
3.
not-
They're 4 and 3.
They
The
should be
Vikings
5
game
and 3.
does not matter with how they're playing right now. It just doesn't.
They gave up 470 yards against Cincy. They gave up 454 last week, and they let Jordan Love complete 20 consecutive passes. And now, I mean, we have all the TVs and everything around us. We're seeing the casket that somebody made in the gold lot for the Steelers going into this game. People are praying outside of the casket that is shown on NFL Countdown.
By the way,
I don't even know where to begin with this at. I mean, I think, honestly, if I do recall, they do make those for this area.
Are they pulling in the Steelers Pope? Does he come in and bless that thing?
I'm just saying maybe it was a funeral director who said, "Hey, I got an idea," but I don't think this was purposely made just for this. I think those are. I don't know if there's any Colts ones out there or LA Rams ones, but I think those are available to purchase when you are making those decisions.
They're gonna have the Undertaker come out and do his entrance before the game.
I mean, what are we?
That might actually be good.
That's almost worse than booing. What are they doing here?
That is worse than booing. That's far worse than booing. We're turning a football team. We're likening it to a funeral.
I mean, you're paying a lot of money.
It's not that funny.
You're paying a lot of money for a casket. I mean, I know those things aren't cheap.
Unless it's a funeral director that has them on display. Says, hey, I swear they sell these.
Hang on, is this empty? Yeah, take this one.
Yeah, hey, I got an idea. Hey, you using that Steelers casket that you guys trying to sell? Can I borrow it for a couple hours?
I need it to be black and gold on the inside, a Steelers pillow.
I'm going to Google this.
I think something like that is a little bit premature, but this is a point in the season where it does begin to get pretty serious because of how the percentages work out. Plus, it's not as if they have any sort of easy game up next. They have to play the LA Chargers on the road. I know that's not really a tough road environment. Steelers fans will flood that place, but they're playing a good football team after this. And right now they're playing the best offense in football. I think the only other option the Steelers offense has, and Joe and I got into this a lot on Friday, beyond running the football, controlling the clock, Aaron Rodgers and Artie Smith have to have it in their minds of, we have to score 31-plus points. And that's at minimum because the Colts do that at ease, and they may even have to think 35 or 40 may not even be enough.
I'm down the wormhole of sports.
What are you finding here? Any good ones?
Sports themes, caskets. Apparently it's a big business. You know, and if you can't reach this guy, Todd put his phone number or his cell phone just to reach out to get the Oklahoma State University casket.
Mike Gundy.
Is this in Pittsburgh?
I don't know where it's at.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm afraid to look at our story, so I really wasn't paying attention, so I might have to pass that on over to you.
No. I mean, Donnie's right. You're going to have to score points. 24 is not going to do it in this one.
I think you need
any way.
I think you need 30-plus.
Yeah, and getting there is going to have to be a little bit creative. We're talking about Jaylen Warren and extending drives and all that stuff, and that's great. But I do think they have to get DK Metcalf more involved than they have recently. I'd like to see Calvin Austin more involved. Roman Wilson, I thought, took a few steps last week. There's some progress there. But let's also not forget this is a fairly big week, the last one before the trade deadline. Did they add a wide receiver? Did they not? I don't know. I mean, I wish I knew what the ask was on some of these guys. I would certainly still entertain it. But again, that's not the biggest problem. I do have some confidence that the Steelers can score 24 to 30 points. Can the defense hold the Colts below 35? Can they hold the Colts in the 20s? A little tougher one.
Yeah, I have a hard time thinking they can.
Let me put a bow on this casket real quick. Website says, due to the sensitive and urgent nature of funerals, you must contact us by phone. So you can't wait around to order your Steelers.
Mark's going to be missing for the next segment. He's going to be on the phone.
Back to reality here. I think the Steelers got to force it into Daniel Jones' hands. I know you played well. I know you got Ty Warren. I know you got Michael Pittman. Force him to beat you. If it has to be 8 in the box, heavy box, and have Daniel Jones pick you apart, I'd much rather take that chances than let Jonathan Taylor whip you.
I think it's very hard to imagine them holding Jonathan Taylor in check because of how good he's been. And I know he's had like an injuried past, but when he's healthy, he is a great player, and he is playing at the best really he's ever been.
Let me ask you this, O'Donnell. Do you take into account the garbage teams they've played? Tennessee.
I mean, maybe a little bit, but here's the thing. They have had games where like they've played those bad teams, but they have made it look like they're playing bad teams. Like they haven't really had any games in question.
Yeah, they were 14-point differential. It's unbelievable. But they've played some awful teams. Arizona.
They have,
but his best game came against the Broncos. 165 against the Broncos.
Who else they played? The Raiders?
They have played the Raiders. They won 40-6, by the way.
Cardinals.
They've played four
beat
games.
The Chargers. They played 16 for 94 and 3 touchdowns.
4 games in the Dome, 2 in L.A., and 1 against the worst team in the NFL at Tennessee. So this is not a flawless team here, the Colts. There's some still question marks have to be out there saying, we still got to go on the road and prove we can do this too.
Yeah, and their lone loss this year was their first trip to L.A. when they played the Rams. They lost 27-20, which the Rams are a pretty good football team, and they have a Hall of Fame quarterback, and for my money, one of the best coaches in the NFL over the last decade. But, I mean, yeah, they've played bad teams, but they have also handled those bad teams. Really, besides that Cardinals game where they won 31-27, they have been able to beat these bad teams by multiple scores. They dominated the Dolphins to open the season. They beat the Titans by 3 touchdowns. They beat the Raiders by 34 points. They beat the Chargers, who are a good team, by 2 touchdowns in their own building. And then they beat the Titans by 24 last week. So, yeah, they're playing weaker teams. They haven't had the toughest schedule in football, but they are taking care of business is the point. Like it's not like they are getting by the skin of their teeth every game, winning by a game-winning field goal or a game-winning drive at the end.
It's sort of a microcosm of how their offense works, Donnie. I mean, they're finding weapons. Like, yeah, Jonathan Taylor is the most popular. Tyler Warren leads all tight ends in the NFL in receiving yards, but, like, it's not just them. You know, they've got, 5 guys that they involve in pass catching? Like Pierce, Pittman, okay, they're going to be the focal points, but they've got other ones. They spread it around. And again, I'm not sitting here saying the Colts are the elite and untouchable, and I think Mark is more on the side of the argument that, you know, we're a victim of circumstance and saying everybody the Steelers are the worst thing ever and the Colts are the best thing. I'm not trying to say that, but, like, I am saying that this, I think, is a legitimate offense that does a lot of different things and should be taken seriously. And if you stop one, there are other things that are going to be a threat to the Steelers.
Fan text line, that's brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates, a personal injury law firm where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. Let's get more into this coming up next, guys. A very good discussion there to open things up. We are live at the Rivers Casino Sportsbook. If you are going to the game, Steelers and Colts at 1 p.m., stop by, park at the casino, stop by, say hello to us. Before you walk across the street to Acrisure Stadium, a 1 p.m. kickoff. We will have you covered until then. It is Fan Game Day right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
This is Sean Myers bringing you Fan Headlines. Sunday night football action here on 93.7 The Fan, and on the free Odyssey app will feature the Seattle Seahawks at the Washington Commanders. Kickoff is at 8:20. The Fan is your home for the NFL on Westwood One. Check out tonight's matchup. And don't forget, you can stream the game using the free Odyssey app. That all begins at 7:30. Headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more, you can check out 937thefan.com.
At Giant Eagle, we're working hard to bring more ways to save to every aisle. Because every dollar and every moment counts. At Giant Eagle, we're going for better, so you can bring home the best. Because it matters.
Now streaming on Paramount Plus, it's the epic return of Mayor of Kingstown.
Warden, you know who I am.
Starring Academy Award nominee Jeremy Renner.
I sway in these homes.
Emmy Award winner Edie Falco.
You're an ex-con who ran this place for years, and now you can't do that.
And BAFTA Award winner Lenny James.
You're about to have a plague of outsiders descend on your town. Let me tell you this. There's going to be consequences.
Mayor Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Calling all premium cigar smokers. Don't miss the Verona News Cigar CAO Smoker on Allegheny River Boulevard, Friday, November 7th from 7 to 10 p.m. Enjoy a great evening of cigar smoking, pig roast, the Heineken Beer Wagon. Meet a CAO representee. Save 25% on CAO box cigars. Buy 5, get 2 free. Plus raffles for great prizes. It's the Verona News CAO Cigar Smoker. Friday, November 7th from 7 to 10 p.m. Call 412-828-9119 for details.
At Citizens, we help make sense of your money and all your money questions.
Should all my money be in checking?
Do I open more than one credit card?
Should I pay down my debt or start an emergency fund?
How can I make a budget and actually stick to it?
How big of a nest should my nest egg be?
Can I mix a little green into all the black and gold?
Whatever money questions you have, Citizens has the answers. Make sense of your money at citizensbank.com/made-ready. Member FDIC.
NBA tipping off, and FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge is your home for live betting. So even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Man, I was watching the Lakers and their opener, and without LeBron, it's Luka, and more Luka. They're the Los Angeles Lucas. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. However you want to play, now is the perfect time to join because FanDuel has given new customers $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/Starkey to sign up today. That's FanDuel.com/Starkey. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Allegheny County Jail is hiring correctional officers and healthcare professionals now. Get a competitive salary, healthcare, and a pension. Ready to make a difference? Apply today at joinacj.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-555-2085. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-555-2085. That's 800-555-2085. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-555-2085.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Doug.
Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu? Is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
BetMGM has an unreal deal for pro football fans this season. Turn $10 into $150 in bonus bets if you win your first bet. Download the BetMGM app and sign up using the bonus code PIT150. Then place a $10 bet on pro football. You'll get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The possibilities don't end there. When you join BetMGM, you get access to a variety of parlay selection features like same-game parlays, live betting options, and more. Download the BetMGM app today and get $150 in bonus bets if you win your first bet with bonus code PIT150. Make this pro football season one for the history books. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. BetMGM.com for T's and C's. 21 plus to wager. Pennsylvania only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The holidays are here, full of joy, family, friends, and yes, a little hustle and bustle. That's why you need Aleve. Between cooking, shopping, and all those extra errands, aches and pains can sneak in. Aleve is here to help with long-lasting body pain relief. Don't let body pain slow you down. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, you can keep up with the season's magic and all that awaits. Pick up Aleve and get back to what really matters, making memories. Use as directed.
Target's early Black Friday deals are almost here, and they're bigger than ever. Take 40% off select gifts and holiday decor for 3 days only, starting this Thursday. Score can't-miss deals on new fits for the whole fam, festive lights and decorations to brighten your home, and even top toys like select Lego sets for endless holiday fun. Shop in-store or online, but don't miss out. These deals are going fast. 40% off gifts and holiday decor starts Thursday, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Visit the North Shore Tavern located on Federal Street right across from PNC Park for Pittsburgh's most memorable meal. Enjoy an array of delicious apps, entrees, homemade soups, desserts, cocktails, and of course, delicious steaks and seafood served on a sizzling lava stone. The vast menu changes weekly, offering something for every taste bud. Why not let their staff pamper you while you host a family or work event? The North Shore Tavern, a stone's throw away from PNC Park and Pittsburgh's home for steak on a stone.
84 Lumber is your one-stop destination for top quality materials and personalized service. Whether you're a seasoned contractor or a first-time do-it-yourselfer, 84 Lumber is open to the public and ready to help you with your project from estimate to build. Their 14 Pittsburgh area locations are open on Saturdays for your convenience. Don't wait. Visit your local 84 Lumber to stock up on supplies this weekend. And let's get building together.
Hey, it's Doran. You've heard me talk about my guys at Keystone Custom Apparel for a while now. They, of course, are the premier uniform and spirit wear supplier for area sports teams. But did you know Keystone Custom Apparel is the place for business, restaurants, and other nonprofits? It's not all about sports. They're all about serving the community. Get your company or organization outfitted and looking sharp with Keystone Custom Apparel. The holiday rush is coming, so act fast. Visit KeystoneCustomApparel.com to get a free quote. That's KeystoneCustomApparel.com today.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy or rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills.
On me, ready?
Now back to Fan Game Day.
Fan Twitter, you can follow us there at 93.7 The Fan. That's brought to you by South Hills Kia in Peters Township. Visit them at southhillskia.net. It is Fan Game Day. Right outside of the Rivers Casino Sportsbook, Donnie Football, Jason Mackey, Mark Cabali with you up until kickoff. Seth Davis is here on site, making sure we stay on the air. Sean Myers is back behind the glass in Greentree, and the Steelers facing a stiff test at 1 o'clock this afternoon against the Indianapolis Colts, and it is a Colts team that poses the best offense in football, doing some things that we haven't seen since the 2007 Patriots be done. And no, they are not quarterbacked by Peyton Manning. They are quarterbacked by Daniel Jones. And I get the sense that people have the circle around Daniel Jones. We got into a little bit of that, guys, in the first segment there, that, hey, if we put this game in the hands of Daniel Jones, a guy the Steelers beat on Monday Night Football last year with the New York Giants, the Steelers can win this game. But it certainly feels like things are working for him pretty well under Shane Steichen so far.
I think that's your best opportunity. You know, if you can pick between he or Jonathan Taylor, I'm picking Daniel Jones just because his prior history in the league. So that's what I'm not saying that he's not going to come out and not have the ability to keep doing what he's been doing, but I think that just gives them the best chance to, especially. But then you look at the secondary, right? That's where most of your issues have come from, right? And what are you going to do there with Elliott now out? Like I've been saying for the whole week, I think you're going to see more Jalen Ramsey playing true safety because I think that's just where he fits. I don't think Duggar's ready to go back there. I think you're going to see some mix and matching on the corners too. Better yet, that needs to happen. You want Mike Tomlin to have the fire Tomlin chance? Just stay status quo with that, then you will get that. But what I'm saying is you have to let Daniel Jones try to beat you because you saw what happened in Cincy. Chase Brown turns into Daniel Jones play action and throwing. So who knew that he was going to be this good, guys? Oh, my goodness.
I was looking at –
we're talking about 2,000 yards already. He's on pace for obviously over 4,000. I mean, 13 touchdowns, 3 picks. Unbelievable for a guy that was not very good in New York.
I know. And the Steelers have owned him over the years, too. 2 games against them, 0-2. Has turned it over 4 times, 3 picks and a fumble. Passer rating is 76.1. I mean, I understand the Giants teams are different, but I'm completely on board with that. You have to do whatever you need to do to stop the run, take away Jonathan Taylor, load the box, and try to dare the Colts to beat you. It's just what version of the Colts, what version of Daniel Jones are we going to see? And if you can get a pass rush, which is probably the one aspect of the Steelers' defense we have not talked about all that much, other than getting Nick Herbig on the field, but if you can get pressure on Daniel Jones, move him around the pocket, collapse the pocket on him, force him to make decisions maybe quicker than he would want to me, that is the area of this thing the Steelers need to try to exploit. Get 3 outside linebackers on the field. Get a pass rush. Let's see more from Keanu Benton, maybe Derek Harmon, whatever. Collapse things around Daniel Jones. That's their hope to win this game and forcing him into some turnovers.
Plus, we haven't seen a turnover in a month.
Gosh. Since
right?
what?
Week 4.
Week 4. Yep.
No, they haven't had one in North America for a month.
Since that
Patriots game.
Yep.
I mean,
wow.
That's you haven't really seen many turnovers at all from this team. And let's be frank about it. You got to tackle. I mean, tackle 101. I mean, it's not something that's out of this world crazy to expect from this team. If they don't tackle well and they don't create turnovers, they're going to lose.
And I feel like the offense is just tailor-made around somebody like Daniel Jones because Shane Steichen has been that good of an offensive play caller, and we know that he has dominated Mike Tomlin in their last few meetings, either as an offensive coordinator when he was still in Philly or as the Colts head coach. But this season, Daniel Jones has just one game in which he has thrown more than one interception, and that came in their only loss. He had 2 picks against the Rams way back in the final weekend of September. So that could be a recipe today because otherwise he has kind of fallen under what we could say is the Mike Tomlin quarterback formula where he has been protective of the football, a guy who was prone to turnovers for so much of his career. He has just 2 games this year in which he has thrown picks. One of them came against Arizona. They still won that game 31-27, but he had 2 interceptions of his 3 on the season in just 1 game. So if they could actually force a few turnovers in this game, that's something else that could turn the tide.
It's funny how crazy schemes and different plays and different people, and it comes down to something like turnovers. I mean, every game's going to come down to turnovers. Every game comes down to, at least with the Steelers, and tackling. I don't know what you think, but I think the Cole Holcomb out being ill might hurt him a little bit because I thought he would be more of a guy that can play against the run a little bit here as well. So they're going to have to get off to a good start, too. I mean, every cliche you find in a book, they need to play in this game. But I don't really think it's going to be out of the realm of possibility. Like I said, they played They were within a minute of beating the Bengals. Okay, we understand Flacco and Bengals stink, right? They played 34 minutes of good football last week. So it's not like they're far off, but they seem far off. The consistency has to come back, and it hasn't been there.
Yeah, I mean, they seem far off because of how egregious those missteps were. Like, I don't really care about 34 minutes of good football given how the last 26
But they're
look.
capable of it.
I understand that. I mean, that's like somebody, if I would make an argument that the Pirates are capable of performing better offensively, people are going to look at me like I'm crazy. It doesn't matter what you're capable of. It's what you do. And the Pirates didn't do enough, and that's a separate discussion. The Steelers didn't do enough against the Packers. We have not seen a defense that prides itself on turnovers create many. And right now I'm looking at this defense today, guys, thinking if they're going to get turnovers, from where are they going to come? Like, am I thinking Kyle Duggar is going to take the ball away? I mean, he probably will now that I said that. But, I mean, you know, they're down to 2 safeties. Are we suddenly going to chalk Darius Slay up for an interception? Like, I'd like to see Jalen Ramsey be the playmaker that he was brought in here to be. He's been that at times. We want to talk about consistency, Mark. I think that's something, you know, there's been way too much boom or bust. But I look at their linebackers, a group that is intact. They're all there. We have not seen them have a typical Steelers linebackers type of game. I want to see Watt. I want to see Herbig. I want to see Highsmith harass Daniel Jones, knock the ball out, force him into decision. I mean, that has to be an ingredient in this one.
Should they try to implement more of the 3 edge rushers in the game at the same time?
Please,
because Nick Herbig was great through the first 6 games of the season, and we have seen him in very limited snaps the last 2 games, and he is somebody that when he's on the field, he can get after things and make something happen. I feel like you got to play all 3 of them.
I agree. And don't give me the one-dimensional nonsense. He's been just fine against the run.
Yes, he has.
He's not been deficient whatsoever. I don't see a reason not to, especially, like Mark is saying, you're out Cole Holcomb. Are they really going to bring in Malik Harrison and have him play like 80% of the snaps? I don't think that's a reasonable ask. I'd rather align the defense with 3 outside linebackers with one of them playing more inside.
It seems like that's something they're not really comfortable of doing on a long-term basis. So I'm going to give you another option. Why not, and I hate saying this because I still think he's the best pass rusher in the league with TJ Watt, but maybe start whittling his numbers down to 70%, 69%. Whittle Highsmith's numbers down to 60, 65%. Then have that almost even across the board 3-headed monster. So they're fresher later in games, fresher middle of games, and all 3 of them are able to play. I don't think that's going to happen because TJ Watt does not. Nobody is going to tell TJ Watt to come out, and TJ Watt's not going to say, "Okay, I'm coming out." But that might be something they should try to explore. To get all 3 of them. I mean, to use all 3 of them in a way that's not all 3 of them on the field at the same time.
Rotate more.
Yes.
Heavily.
Will they ever hit a point, because we know now that TJ Watt is the person that is holding himself back from moving around on that defense. Will they ever hit a point where they say, listen, man, we're not giving you the option. You're going to move around. Because we see what guys do around the league. Micah Parsons last week, not that he had the biggest game, but his impact was felt time and time again because they never knew where he was coming from. Myles Garrett, same thing. The guy had more sacks last week than TJ has all season. He moves around all the time. Will there be a point where they say, listen, we're going through a couple of games here where there is 0 production. People still fear you. They pay attention to you, but they know where you're coming from. We have no other option here. We have to do something because the defense as a whole is suffering.
I mean, personally, they should. I don't see why they don't. I don't think TJ Watt should get to make that call. I think it's for his betterment. I mean, I think of it like being a parent. Your kid's going to tell you what they want to do. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what they should do, but that's what they want to do. If you're the Steelers and you are charged with putting these guys in the best position to make plays, I'm sorry if you feel a little bit uncomfortable in the moment. It's the right thing to do, Donnie, for the reasons that you outlined. Look at some of the best pass rushers out there, and people are well aware of where TJ Watt's going to be. They're well aware of how to attack him. He's seeing more chips than anybody else in the NFL. for understandable reasons. Move him around and get creative with him. I don't understand why that's not on the table, especially right now. If they're productive and you're trying to, like, fix something that ain't broken, okay, I get it. It's not working right now. At this point, I don't understand why, if I'm TJ Watt, I don't say to Terrell Lawson or Mike Tomlin or whomever, get me open, get me somewhere that's away from a thicket of 3 people so I can go make plays. I just don't understand why that's even a thing.
I think that was a thing until the first couple games of the season where he said, well, I just don't feel really comfortable here. And you know why TJ Watt's on the field and while he can make the decisions he wants, 112 career sacks. And I know what he's had over the past 16 games hasn't been earth-shattering. So he's going to be able to make his own call right now. And his own call is he does not feel that it benefits him to move around the defense, because we heard it probably louder than ever this offseason and into the season that he was going to move around. And it lasted about 2 weeks. And it's like, nah, I'm done.
I mean, I get it, but he's wrong.
He doesn't feel comfortable, man.
He's wrong.
He just doesn't
he doesn't want to.
Well, because he doesn't think it benefits him.
I think they have to force him into it.
Yeah, I mean, what they're doing is not benefiting the group.
But is it forcing into him if you don't like to do it? Say, Jason, we were going to go cover golf. You're like, man, I don't want to do that.
Does it help the group? Does it help our paper?
Well, it might help it.
Isn't that the question I should ask?
I don't know, but would you?
Does it help? If somebody explains to me why it helps the Post-Gazette, then I'm going to go cover golf.
Okay, you're going to go cover golf, but the person that's now covering baseball isn't nowhere near talented. Now you're, Robert Peter to pay Paul.
I know, but that wouldn't be helping the paper. That's where the analogy loses steam. Like the Steelers have people who are talented and productive. Even numerically, you could make the case. I'm not saying Nick Herbig's a better pass rusher than T.J. Watt. Don't get me wrong. But it's not like the person you're putting in there is some ill-equipped, unproductive person. Like, we have this guy. We haven't been able to get him on the field and utilize him in an appropriate way. Here, TJ, if we move you around a little bit, this is how this works for the group. And sit him down and explain that and say, this is the problem we're trying to solve.
I'm sure he knows. But would it have an effect, though? I mean, the bottom line is they're getting rid of the ball in 2.5 seconds.
We
right?
know, we won't know it
left,
unless
right, middle, it doesn't matter.
No, that's fair. That's fair. And it might not, but I'd like to see him try.
But I think it's silly to really even suggest this, but there's going to be a lot of guys in the building today that I think would be worthy of giving a pregame speech to the entire defense.
It better not be 92 because
I think he should be the guy in the forefront because that's the most intimidating figure that comes from that team. But they're honoring the Super Bowl 40 team, and all you think of that team. And I bring it up all the time how they really only had one Hall of Fame player on that defense. They had Troy. James Harrison at that time was a part-time player. He's a borderline Hall of Famer. But those guys always played for the man right next to them. They always understood what their role was, what their job was, and that led to a very successful defense. That year it led to a successful defense through the 2000s. 08 was an iconic defense. Listen, I don't care if it reaches a point where the production is just non-existent. I don't care if you're not comfortable moving around. If you're as good as everybody says you are, it shouldn't matter where you're coming from, and it could help out everybody. Just give it a chance. I think that's where I'm most annoyed by it. He doesn't even want to give it a chance.
Well, he gave it a college try in the offseason.
In the offseason.
He didn't give it a try in a real game.
Oh, I think maybe early on they did a couple times.
He rushed from the other side or in the middle. He said, I don't like
this,
guys.
Put it this way, though. Let's get down to the old brass tacks, as they like to say it. If Mike Tomlin comes up to him and says, TJ, you're moving around, TJ's moving around. So Mike Tomlin either bowing down to TJ or agreeing with him that he should stay on one side. Right?
I think he should. I think they may reach a point where I think he has to come to him and say, listen, we have to try something different here.
Yeah. I mean, isn't it on Tomlin to make the decision that's the best one for the group?
Maybe he thinks he is. Maybe he thinks he is.
How? Based on what evidence? We have caskets outside
112
talking about
career
the depth
sacks.
of the defense.
112
great,
career sacks.
Great. Those sacks in 2019 and 2021 are really going to play a factor here in a couple of hours.
The bottom line is
great.
The bottom line is they just don't have the opportunity to get after their quarterback as much as they had because they're getting the ball with us so quickly, and the secondary is not forcing. You're not playing tight. They're not playing press coverage. They're not playing up close. I'd much rather see a guy
why
get
am I
beat
listening to the guy who's making that decision to play that way? He's going to tell me that's the right decision with T.J. Watt. I'm going to be like, yep, okay.
No, TJ's saying he doesn't want to do it.
And the head coach is signing off on it. He's culpable.
It's tough when you got your best player in the world says, I want to play here. Your best defensive player says, I want to play here because I feel most comfortable here. And somebody, if it's the head coach or DC, says, nope, I think it's better for you over here.
Another reason why, and I know they played completely different positions, but one of the big reasons why those defenses, we go back 15 or 20 years, was so good, the other offense never really knew where number 43 was.
I don't think he knew where he was.
and think about how good and how intimidating that made the defense.
Yeah.
They never knew where the guy with the hair flowing out of his helmet, where's he going to come from? Is he going to blitz? Is he going to stay back? Is he going to come up the middle? Where's he going to be? Is he going to leap over the line of scrimmage on me? They never knew where that guy was going to be, and I feel like you have to try and work T.J. Watt into some of that. I'm not saying he's the same player. I know they don't play the same position, but when he's the best player on your defense and he's to the athletic degree that he is, you have to try something, because if we see another goose egg today from the $41 million man, that's not going to sit well with people. It won't sit well with me, and as much fault as we want to put on the head coach and the owner and the defensive coordinator, plenty of fault should fall on him too.
I want to see some guys get their hands up and knock balls down when it's 2.5 seconds getting rid of the ball. And let's not have revisionist history about that 05. They had 3 garbage games in a row against Baltimore, Indy, and Cincinnati to put them in a position where they had to win 8 in a row to win the Super Bowl. So they had their hiccups as well. Maybe this is just a hiccup.
Maybe.
Why am I the voice of positivity?
I mean, it is a little bit surprising, but I don't know if at any point in that season that 05 defense was 32nd in the league in a defensive category.
I know they gave up 209 yards. No, that's the wrong one.
Yeah. See? And then when it mattered most, they called out the Colts, Joey Porter, who was never shy of words, and they went into Indianapolis and they beat a Colts team that was a 2-touchdown favorite.
Monday night game, it was right around Thanksgiving.
They got shredded by the Colts.
First play of the game, I did the old bit on the play. They set him up for a touchdown, Reggie Wayne. But that 2010 team was probably better than the 08, who was better than the 05. But you had some different rules there, and you had some dogs, as they call them.
You had guys willing to, I mean, here's the problem. And I have people people will call in and say this, people will tweet us and say this, and I haven't gotten into it a bunch, but I don't think they're completely wrong when they say, like, man, it really feels like some of these guys were worried about their individual success, getting their bag, and then calling it a day. Whereas you look back at those defenses, and it was dudes that could not wait to play for the guy next to them. I mean, you think Casey Hampton, who took on 3 and 4 blockers per play, was worried about the bag he was going to get in the offseason? No. We're still talking about him 20 years later because he's the best nose tackle the Steelers have ever had.
I don't know, man. I don't see T.J. Watt talk to T.J. Watt and think he worries about his bag. As
it
we
seemed
sit here
like he was worried about his bag in the offseason.
Where you should be worried about your bag. I don't see Cam Hayward worrying about the money he's getting.
He was worried about it up until the opening kick.
I'm talking about right now. Those guys just come across to me talking to them like guys who want to win. And there's nobody else on that team is pretty well. Bottom line is everybody is getting the bag, so who's playing for the bag?
You might say you want to win, Mark. I understand that, but your actions speak louder than words. Your actions of saying you want to win means putting yourself in a position that is more advantageous to the team, and T.J. Watt's not willing to do that. I don't think it's a mark against T.J. Watt. I'm not trying to tear him down. I'm just saying this is a scheme. This is something that they have not explored, that we've seen other teams in the NFL have success with, and for whatever reason, he's resistant to it.
Just because they move him around does not mean he's going to have 3 sacks today.
I understand
not
that.
try
I'm not
it?
saying that's going to happen. I'm saying it's at least worth giving it a shot.
Why are we sitting here worrying about T.J. Watt when the secondary couldn't cover me?
Because if he gets after the quarterback, it could force some turnovers.
Can't get after the quarterback.
I mean, we can worry about that too, Mark. We've got 2.
By the way, is there
What,
such thing as
2
a red
hours
flag
left?
anymore?
You got to stuff
The
that in
challenge
your
flag.
sock.
Is there?
I don't know. It feels like they challenge so many things either
Yeah.
quickly or by review.
I don't even know if they have it anymore, do they?
Fan
I'm
weather.
gonna throw one on you.
Fan weather is brought to you by Myers Law Group, Pittsburgh's choice for affordable legal solutions. A mix of clouds and sun. It's going to be nice for kickoff today. A high possibly reaching 60, a low of 42 tonight. More Fan Game Day continues next, right here live from the Rivers Casino Sportsbook on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
With your fan headlines, this is Sean Myers. The Los Angeles Dodgers go back-to-back as World Series champions, LA winning Game 7 in Toronto 5-4 in 11 innings last night. The Dodgers, of course, as we mentioned, winning in 2024 as well. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is the World Series MVP. Steelers host the Colts today at 1 o'clock. And in Sunday Night Football at 8:20, Seattle at Washington. The Fan is your home for the NFL on Westwood One. Check out tonight's matchup beginning at 7:30. Don't forget, you can also stream the game using the free Odyssey app. Fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more, you could visit 937thefan.com.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station. Live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app.
Hey Pittsburgh, it's Chris Muller here with some big news. Verizon, America's best 5G network, wants you to bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill, and they'll give you a better deal. If you think Verizon is expensive, well, think again. Not only does Verizon let you lock in your low price for 3 years, everyone in the family can mix and match their plans with My Plan. And they let everyone get the same great phone deals when they trade in an eligible phone in any condition on My Plan. That means new and existing customers. That's more reasons to save, more reasons to switch. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to your local Pittsburgh Verizon store, and they'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on Root Metrics Root Score Report dated first half 2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. 3-year price lock applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms apply to promotional offers. See Verizon.com/switch to Verizon.
At Straight Talk, we know the holidays are your time to say
yes.
So why put up with a wireless company that makes you say
out of data?
Or
no service here?
Switch to Straight Talk and say yes to real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network covered by Verizon. And with a free 5G phone when you activate select plans, someone else in your family can say yes! Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Based on Root Metrics State of 5G Report, United States 1H 2025. Experiences may vary. Not an endorsement of Verizon. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, built by Window Nation, home of the buy two get two free offer.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, it's Jason Mackey, Westminster College class of 2006. Westminster College means a lot to me. I learned from great professors and received hands-on experience in media that prepared me for the career I have today. At Westminster College, every student accepted for fall 2026 is guaranteed a scholarship, making exceptional education genuinely affordable. I'm living proof that real experiences lead to real success. Visit westminster.edu to learn more and to find out if you're eligible for a $1,000 visit grant.
Dan's angrily letting you know that this November, Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union has a deal worth being thankful for. Home equity loan rates as low as 5.5%. Join Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union for just $5. Find out if you're eligible. AllegiantFCU.org.
This is Ryan Schlabel with the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh, and I want to make your next home sale the easiest one yet. We've been saving people time, money, and stress for over a decade. You don't have to list with an agent, make any repairs, or have a long closing process. Just call 412-500-9057 for a good fit, come to the house, make you a cash offer on the spot. My team will handle the rest. Dealing with a complicated situation? No problem. Call 412-500-9057 or visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com for a cash offer today.
Since 1969, a quick drain service has been going down the drain so you don't have to. Proudly serving the tri-state area, they're your go-to experts for DOT certified gas, water, and sewer line installations. From plumbing to sewer and drain cleaning, they do it all. Fast, professional, and reliable. Emergency service available 24/7. Lifetime guarantee on water and sewer lines. Senior and military discounts available. Go to quickdrain.com. A quick drain service, PA number 074216.
Your hometown building partner since 1956, 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi for the FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook partner of 93.7 The Fan. NFL Sunday is coming, and this isn't just another NFL Sunday. It's your chance to place the perfect parlay or hit your go-to player prop. And now, FanDuel making it even better because this week, FanDuel's bringing the bonus. That's right. Right now, all customers get a 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. So however you play your game, FanDuel's got your back with something extra in your account because that's what Sundays should feel like. So for Steelers and Colts, you've got Pittsburgh as a home underdog, and the entire world thinks that Pittsburgh is going to lose this game. I do not. I think they win outright. I also think you'll see Aaron Rodgers go over his prop. I also think DK Metcalf will have a big game. So visit FanDuel.com/Andrew to download the app and get in on the action before kickoff. 21 plus in present Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Bonus issued is now drawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms. Sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Folds of Honor has been meeting sacrifice with hope since 2019 in Western Pennsylvania. It's their honor to empower people through education and the opportunities it creates. 41% of Folds of Honor scholarships are awarded to minorities, making recipient families as diverse as the country we call home. Folds of Honor has earned the Gold Star Platinum Seal as well as a 4 out of 4 stars ranking on Charity Navigator. You can become a Folds of Honor wingman today at westernpa.foldsofhonor.org. Please donate today. Spitzer Toyota of Monroeville is a proud supporter of Folds of Honor.
What if you had the smartest Wi-Fi? If you did, it'd be Xfinity, of course. And it'd come with their best state-of-the-art equipment. It would boost speeds to the devices that needed them most, prioritizing your most important connections, whether you were streaming, gaming, or gaming while pretending to work. And it would let you stream 4. That's right, 4 games on one screen. It would even power your mobile connection so you could bring faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds with you where you use it most. It would be proactive and fix problems before you knew you had them. Impressive, right? And it would have security features that protect you from threats at home and online. Kinda like a force field for your life. If you had the smartest Wi-Fi, well, everything would work together seamlessly to keep you connected, no matter what. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program may only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it could end your debt nightmare and save you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. For free information and to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, simply go online and visit DRA.com or call 800-455-9311. 800-455-9311. Again, that's 800-455-9311.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
This is Sean Myers bringing you fan headlines. We crowned a World Series champion last night, and once again, it is the LA Dodgers as they repeat, courtesy of an 11-inning thriller, 5-4 in Toronto against the Blue Jays. Tonight, Sunday Night Football, you can listen to it right here on 93.7 The Fan. Seattle Seahawks at Washington Commanders, 8:20 is the kickoff, and The Fan is your home for the NFL on Westwood One. Check out tonight's matchup starting at 7:30. Don't forget you can stream the game using the free Odyssey app. Fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more headlines, visit 937thefan.com.
It's time for Fan Game Day. The Fan Game Day is brought to you by Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Westminster College, Verizon, official 5G provider of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Slide Deck and Fence, and Saloni's Italian Bread.
Hey! Let's get it right here. Let's get in that end zone. Let's go!
Fan Game Day is on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Here we go. It is Fan Game Day on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Donnie Football, Mark Cavalli, Jason Mackey live at the Rivers Casino Sportsbook. If you are going to the game, park at the Rivers Casino. Stop by, say hello to us. We are here up until kickoff. Steelers and Colts 1 p.m. at Acrisure Stadium as we continue to break down this game. What is a massive one for your Pittsburgh Steelers facing the 7-1 Indianapolis Colts. Guys, just a quick aside. Going into the season, I was one of the people that did not think the Colts would be a very good football team. I think it might have been, I don't know, RG3 or somebody like that, going into the season, they thought that the Colts would be a team that was tanking for Arch Manning, and now they're 7-1. They're the best team in football. They have the best offense in football. And Daniel Jones proving a lot of people wrong, but also just that entire offense. I did not think the Colts would be very good. This was a game I absolutely had marked off as a win on the Steelers' schedule this season, and I don't think it's going to go that way in just a couple of hours.
I actually picked the Colts to win the division. I wasn't a big Texans fan, but, I think you got to give Steichen a lot more credit than just what he's put out on the field. That team was in shambles last year. I'm talking about internally. Whatever he was able to do, twist, turn, add people, delete people, not to mention their owner, their lovable owner passes away right before that. And to be able to produce like they have through the first half of the season has probably been a little bit of an understated story. Other than on the McAfee show. Yeah, that's rightfully so. He was a former Colt in Indy.
The dude's going to be coach of the year.
Yeah, right. And what they were able to do there has been stunning. Because even in last year when we were out there and Fields was the quarterback and they brought Richardson, Flacco, they still weren't a very good team. Steelers probably should have won that game, right? They didn't win that game, right?
No, they did not.
They
came back, but they did not win.
Didn't win that game, but I think. And Daniel Jones, you just don't pick a guy up off the scrap heap and turn him into a star quarterback. It's happening more lately with the Darnolds of the world and the Baker Mayfields of the world. But those are a lot of things that have to come together to get them to 8-1 or 7-1 so far. So, I don't know, though. Can they keep up this pace of everything working right?
I got a question for you guys. Do you see Jim Irsay's daughter on the sideline? She's wearing a headset. She's taking notes, omnipresent with the Colts.
It's just a one-way headset.
Right. She just listens. She doesn't talk. She just listens.
Yeah.
And initially I was thinking, man, this is so obnoxious. What are you doing? Then I watched a press conference this week where she was saying, how much better informed she feels about spending millions on coaches, executives, and all this stuff. And, like, I've come around to it. I can't see Art doing that. Like, obviously, that's not going to be the Rooney's way of thinking. But it did kind of change my opinion on seeing her on the sidelines. We might see that today in owners that are like that. Like, she's not doing it for a Jerry Jones effect, but it is trying to be a better informed owner. Like, I don't see a bad side of that.
I just don't know how much does she know about the game, the business. I mean, she probably knew about the business, I would assume. I'm just totally shooting in the dark here. But to be able to learn on the fly about how the game works, that's probably a good way to go. I don't think Art needs to do that. I'm quite sure he knows how the game.
He might need to do that.
You're not a big Art Rooney fan, are you? You're not going to get invited to any MCs when Pomp retires.
I'm a Danny Rooney guy.
Who isn't? Danny's a great guy. But, yeah, it is interesting. I guess if you're going to learn, I mean, it could be worse. You could be one of those absentee owners that you never see, right?
Yeah, no, it's just a random thought. But
yeah,
I'm with you, Mark, on the job that Shane Steichen has done and you know, building this team the right way and dealing with off-field stuff.
It's like one of those things. If she did that and they were 1-7,
right,
everybody would
look
be making a mockery of it. Like, oh, look how silly this is. We have a female owner who's on the sidelines with a headset on, and the team is terrible, but now the team is one of the best in football, and she is taking in everything from a football aspect too. I mean, I think it's a good look. I mean, I think it's cool.
Is it a good look if they were 1-8? Probably not.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Everybody would make a mockery.
It's a good look because they're winning.
Yeah, if they were 1-8.
I mean, it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't seem like she's interfering with anything.
No, that's another big thing. It's it's a one-way headset. It's not like she's tossing on. She doesn't have a microphone where she's saying, like, no, guys, I don't like this play call. Change it.
But she probably could do the same thing from the box, too, right?
She could.
Yeah. I guess there's a different feel on the field.
I think it also leaves her with fewer distractions. I mean, I've never been in an owner's box for an NFL game, but I'm sure that there's more of a hoity-toity crowd, kind of the people I saw on that yacht a little bit over a week ago.
I was going to say, you keep hanging in Naples, you might get there.
Yeah, I mean, I think people like that, where it's like the CEO of Chipotle or somebody, some big wig at NBC who might be hanging out. He got invited to that wedding, but he did not attend. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
I would have had a few pieces of advice for him, trust me.
Forget a few pieces of advice. Say, hey, would you like to sponsor a podcast I have not yet created?
But nonetheless, I think it creates fewer distractions for her if she's down there on the field with a headset on. But one of the key players I wanted to get to in this game, somebody who I think very highly of, even though I'm not a fan of the place he went to school, I thought he was a no-doubt type player coming out. Tyler Warren, I thought, should have been a top 10 pick in the draft. I couldn't believe when the Bears chose Colston Loveland, the Michigan tight end, over him. I thought, okay, good player, but Warren was like a game-changing type player. He did everything for Penn State last year. He got them out of a couple of jams, and I thought the team that gets him is going to find themselves with the next great tight end in the game of football, and we are already seeing that. He leads all tight ends this year in terms of yardage, and he is somebody that you have to circle today because the Steelers give up more yards than anybody to the tight end position. They give up almost 80 yards per game to that position. Tucker Kraft had a massive game last week. I think Warren is in for something like that today. I think he is a really good player. Somehow, yet this year, he has yet to reach 100 yards. Maybe today's the day. Who knows?
Well, it's crazy to think about the Steelers struggling with the tight ends just for the fact that they got Queen. They have Peyton Wilson, two guys that are notorious for being able to cover cornerbacks. Plus, I mean, you have Ramsey who can play in that position to cover tight ends as well, to them to struggle as much as they have. And, I mean, as for him not being the number one tight end taken overall, that tells you in Chicago they thought they were a little bit smarter than they really are. I mean, what are we doing here? We're not reinventing the wheel here. This guy was by far the best guy.
They got like too cute. Yeah. They were like, you know what? We're going to get this guy. We think he fits the offense more. Like, no, Warren's somebody who fits everyone's offense.
And they thought Tyler Warren is probably a college offense gimmicky kind of player, and he's been anything but that for the Colts. Like, he's been elite no matter where he's running routes. I mean, it's frankly very concerning for today. But I don't know how you wouldn't take Tyler Warren number 1 overall. And I look at today, and I struggle to see how they're going to be able to cover him. Maybe it has to be Peyton Wilson.
Well,
maybe it has to be Queen. But he's been a matchup nightmare.
Thank you.
And we're getting Halloween candy, which is always a plus.
Some Hershey's bars.
Hershey bars.
And water. How about this? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Staking a claim on one of those Reese's, by the way, boys.
You're speaking of that.
Come on, kaboom.
What were we talking about, Ty Warren?
Yep.
I forget what I was talking about Ty Warren about. They throw candy in front of me. I don't pay attention.
Well, you can go into anything about Tyler Warren. He's that good of a player.
Yeah, I was going to make an actual valid. Oh yeah, a valid point is he's going to get his balls. He's going to catch passes, but where Kraft really set himself apart was the run after the catch. You give Tyler Warren his 6-7 catches, but the yak has to be somewhat putting into a good point where you're not getting 80. What did he have? 150 yards of yak last week, 120 or something like that. The team as a whole had 245, something crazy. So as long as you catch you don't allow him to turn up the field and run after the ball. I think run after the catch. I think you're okay with Tyler Warren, but he's definitely going to get his catches.
It's wild how they use him, guys. 58% of Tyler Warren's snaps have been in a traditional formation. 10% have been in the backfield. 10% as an outside receiver. 22% in a slot. That's according to ESPN this week. Wild, man. Using them all over the formation, which is kind of what I thought they were getting with Jonnu Smith.
Yeah.
And it has not been that.
Jonnu
I don't need
Smith,
that
who's
much
that?
of a wide – yeah, I know. I don't need that much of a wide spread, but boy, do I think that he was going to be outside more and be more of a wide receiver 2 substitute. And it just hasn't been that. It's been stuff close to the line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit more gimmick. They have not achieved liftoff with that at all.
So last week, Tucker Kraft had 20.4 yards per reception. He had 7 for 143. 2 touchdowns in that game. I mean, and
Jack had to be 110 or something.
He was making guys look silly in that game last week. Whether it was him breaking tackles or whether it was just him eluding tackles, but that was a major problem for the Steelers defense, and it's been a bit of an issue all season long, as we pointed out. I mean, they have given up.
He had 128 yards of yak.
Yeah, so I mean,
of 143.
Yeah.
You can't allow that to happen.
Yeah, and I feel like Warren is a good enough athlete to do that to you, even though he himself hasn't had a game like that all season. His high in yards is just 79 on the year, but he is somebody who is a very useful weapon. Jason pointed out how much he is used around that offense, kind of like what he did at Penn State, where they would line him up all over the place. Sometimes for Penn State, he would line up at quarterback.
He's a high school quarterback.
Yeah. Push, right?
He would line up and throw a pass. I mean, even that's something with him you have to look out for, because he's that type of player. He does have 3 rushing attempts on the season, including a touchdown that he had in that Rams loss, the only loss for the Colts this year. But he is absolutely an X factor
and that's
for me in
why
this game.
I think we're going to see Jalen Ramsey more safety, or in that general vicinity of the middle of the field. So,
do you think they do that, Mark, and then go with like Slay in the outside, Eccles in the slot? Scares me.
I want to see more of Eccles.
I think. Well,
I do too, but who do you play in the slot then?
You're going to have Slay, Eccles, and Pierre. You're pretty much going to roll them around and see which one you're going to pull out.
Yeah.
Eccles will probably go into the slot when they go to that defense. And I think Slay/Pierre might get split on that side.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you on using Ramsey at safety more. It just worries me who's going to take those reps at corner.
How do you guys think the breakdown in the defensive backfield is going to be? Because they have injuries, a couple of guys out for illness. We mentioned Cole Holcomb, one of them, Chuck Clark, another one who is out with an illness.
Is there a really, really bad illness, huh?
Yeah, I was going to say, is there something going around the team?
I didn't see anything. But Cole Holcomb's not going to be held out because he wants to be held out, or what, So there must be something. I don't know what the illness might
And
be.
it almost feels as if even though Kyle Duggar has been here for about 72 hours, they're going to have no other choice but to let him get some snaps in.
Well, Jabril Peppers is out too.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Is he going to be able to get on that moving train?
I mean, they might have no other choice but for him to hop on.
He showed up. He showed up Thursday morning at 8:00.
Oh boy!
So
had
how
one
much
real practice.
How can you expect much from him?
I mean, you have to. They don't have anybody else right now.
Yeah.
I could see them splitting it up like in early downs. You have Kyle Duggar on the field as more of a box safety trying to stop the run. And then as you go to dime or something, that's when you maybe put Ramsey back there. Yeah, right.
I mean, mind you,
this would be
Juan
Thornhill. They are very limited at safety.
Juan Thornhill is your 100% snap guy, right?
Yeah.
Or darn close to it.
They're only one.
So if they're able to stop them, then you got to give this defensive staff some credit because they're mixing and matching in that secondary to try to match up with this team right now.
And I sort of joked last week once the Deshaun Elliott injury happened that Mike Tomlin would make it sound like his team was losing Troy Polamalu. But given all of the other injuries at safety, that is a massive loss because I think a lot of Elliott as a player. I think he's a good player. I don't think he's any sort of gold jacket player, but he's a good player on this defense that can help them do a lot of different things. But just so many different injuries to this defensive backfield that he is going to be a huge loss.
And especially covering tight ends, Donnie. I mean, he was the best one doing it. I kind of snicker at the hub of communication line that Tomlin likes to throw out, given how poorly they communicate.
Right.
But, I mean, it's legitimate with Deshaun Elliott. Like, you go to a Steelers practice, he is nonstop making sure dudes are in the right place, talking, communicating. That is a significant loss in terms of communication. Obviously supporting the run. Yeah, he's not Troy Polamalu, but Deshaun Elliott's a pretty darn good player, part of a defensive identity that they're still trying to find. He wasn't the problem. It's really tough to make up for that.
Hey, let's make no mistake about it. These are professional players, though. And if you're 8 weeks into the season, Juan Thornhill and Joey Porter and whoever shouldn't be knowing who to cover, what they're doing.
Now
they should, but they shouldn't.
Now
we've all watched.
And this gets to one of the big topics of the week when it comes to the defensive play calling and all of the opinions that people have on that. Is there some sort of loss in communication when it gets to a weighty down, a big moment in the game, and maybe that's a point where Mike Tomlin says to Terrell Austin, no, hey, I want to run this, and there's a late call into the field. Does that happen? Because, I mean, the way that they look sometimes on 3rd and long, for instance, they're a terrible defense on 3rd and long. I mean, back in the day, it would seem like, okay, 3rd and long, they're going to get the football back. Now it's almost as if it's a 50-50 shot the other team's getting the football.
And they've talked about that too, Mark. Sorry to cut you off. They've talked about needing to simplify defensive alignments, defensive coverages in those weighty downs. I don't understand how you're at a point where you feel like you've called something that was over the heads of your defenders. When you have a veteran group and you're paying those guys more than anybody else, you're into the season. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah. They're just going to have to they're just going to have to step up and play better. When those guys are gone, you're missing some key players. Other people have to step up. And, I mean, it's not much more difficult than that. I mean, you got to play better this week, or you're going to have the ability to be embarrassed again in a matter of 7 days on your home field once again, and it's doesn't look good. I mean, so you have to just play better. You're okay if Tomlin says whatever. If it's 3rd and 7, you zone, you blitz, whatever. That's expected. I'm sure that he's not the only head coach in the world that demands that at times. But you got to make a play behind him as well, too.
Teams
they just haven't done it.
Teams used to fear coming into this venue and playing.
Well, Three Rivers Stadium. Some people will tell me they never feel Heinz Field.
I feel like in some of those years of Heinz Field, it was a fearful place to go into.
I don't know. I talked to the great Josh Yohe, and he's like, "That's Heinz Field's never like Three Rivers."
Well, I mean, I can't. I mean, I never got to attend a game at Three Rivers, so I mean, I can't speak for the what they call it, the blast furnace. They would love getting into that. I mean, it was always rocking. There was no doubt about that. But the team is 1-2 at home this year. A very real chance that they are 1-3 after today, and there's just not really a fear of the opponent coming in here and playing a game.
It's not the venue; it's the team. You know, it's convenient to blame the venue, but this group has not played up to expectations. It has not played a style of defense that's going to threaten anybody. And right now, you know, you talk about the hallmarks of a Steelers defense and pressure and sacks and turnovers and all this stuff, and I don't know why it's not there. And even some of the rigidity with which they operate, I don't understand it. We talked earlier about the 3 outside linebackers and trying to have some sort of identity, which if you're going to spend money, big money, on pass rushers and defensive linemen, you would think it's because you want to stop the run and get after the quarterback. That's what they tell us. And that hasn't happened. So I would agree. I mean, it's not a very intimidating place to play right now. I think in past seasons at Heinz Field, Acrisure Stadium, it has been. But you're only going to be as intimidating as what you do on the field, and lately it hasn't been good enough.
Hey, this was the blast furnace back in the late 80s and the 90s. A 1 o'clock game, the old organ go, nah, 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 nah. And who would be on the call? Cricky and Trumpy. And just found out that Bob Trumpy passed away just today.
No.
So it's fitting that this would be definitely a Don Cricky and Bob Trumpy game. Colts Steelers. Three Rivers Stadium on a brisk but bright Sunday afternoon.
That's right. It is beautiful weather for this one. If you're coming down to the game, park at the Rivers Casino. Stop by, say hello to us. We're right outside of the Rivers Casino Sportsbook. Fan text line, you can hit us up there at 412-928-9370. That is brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates, a personal injury law firm where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. We continue to break this game down next. More Fan Game Day continues on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
This is Sean Myers bringing you Fan Headlines. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a tough test today at home at Acrisure Stadium at 1 o'clock. Pittsburgh 4-3 welcomes the 7-1 Indianapolis Colts. Tonight, Sunday Night Football pits the Seattle Seahawks at the Washington Commanders. 8:20 kickoff. The Fan is your home for the NFL on Westwood One. Check out tonight's matchup starting at 7:30. Don't forget you can stream the game using the free Odyssey app. Headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. If you'd like to read more, you could visit 937thefan.com.
At Giant Eagle, we're helping bring the holiday magic home. Because your get-togethers bring everyone together. Because you make the holidays feel like the holidays. Because nothing beats free. From October 16th to November 6th, spend $350 and earn a free turkey on your next visit. Redeem through November 30th. Giant Eagle. Because it matters. Must scan My Perks loyalty card to earn and redeem. Restrictions apply. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
What's the scariest thing about Halloween? The footsteps upstairs? Don't go up there. The face in the window? Who's out there? Or not having enough wine for your guests? This month, Fine Wine and Good Spirits has great prices on some wickedly good reds, like the devilishly smooth Casillero del Diablo Malbec, or a hauntingly good glass of Ghost Pines Cabernet. Both bottles are $2 off. Shop in-store or online at fwds.com. Offers on November 2nd, 2025. Please enter responsibly.
This year's senior class is back at homecoming, reunited and protected with mNEXSpike, the new COVID-19 vaccine from Moderna for adults 65 and older. That's because these seniors know they face the highest risk of severe COVID. mNEXSpike, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA, is a COVID-19 vaccine for people 65 and older and for 12 to 64-year-olds at high risk for severe COVID. You shouldn't get mNEXSpike if you've had an allergic reaction to a previous Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. Rare cases of inflammation of the heart muscle and outer lining have been reported. Common side effects include pain at the injection site, tiredness, headache, muscle or joint pain, chills, nausea, vomiting, and underarm swelling or soreness. Mnex Spike may not protect everyone. This year's senior class came ready with a COVID-19 vaccine that helps them keep showing up. Mnex Spike from Moderna, here for the senior class. Visit mnexspike.com to schedule your vaccine today. That's mnexspike.com.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
With 24 monthly bill credits on Experience Beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended, balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99, and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
I'm attorney Ed Shenderovich. Have you been injured at work? You may have more than one claim. To find out if you do, call us at 888-98-TWINS for a free consultation. At Shenderovich, and Fishman, we've got your back, not your wallet.
Prescription products require completion of an online medication consultation with an independent healthcare provider through the LifeMD platform and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Individual results may vary. Additional restrictions apply at lifemd.com. Read all warnings before using GLP-1s. Side effects may include a risk of thyroid C-cell tumors. Do not use GLP-1s if you or your family have a history of thyroid cancer.
Confused on where to start with weight loss medication? 95% of LifeMD patients said starting their weight loss journey was simple. Go to trylifemd.com now and see the best options with or without insurance for Wegovy, Zepbound, and more. Brian was approved for insurance coverage and lost 100 pounds.
I love the fact that insurance covered almost everything because pharmaceutical prices are going through the roof. The first time I realized that LifeMD was working for me was when the hunger started going away. I never thought losing weight would be this easy. It's given me more energy. I would recommend LifeMD to anybody.
Nearly 96% of patients said they would recommend the LifeMD program to anyone who wants to lose weight. Get started right now at trylifemd.com. That's TRYLIFEMD.com.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how retailers become constantly connecting must-visit shops. How restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with our reliable business internet. Plus, stay connected when you add Wi-Fi backup for just $35 a month. And ask about a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Wireless Connect requires business internet for additional monthly charge. Taxes and other fees extra. Prepaid card offer ends 11/16/25.
Other sportsbooks just don't hit right. But FanCash makes switching to Fanatics easy. Only Fanatics gives you up to 10% FanCash back on all bets, win or lose, which you can use to unlock the world of Fanatics. From more bets and game tickets to signed memorabilia and one-of-a-kind experiences only Fanatics can offer. Switch to Fanatics Sportsbook and let the FanCash roll in. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. MD, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Offer not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics Sportsbook app.
If you have Medicaid and are new to Medicare, you may qualify to enroll in a Humana Medicare Advantage dual-eligible special needs plan with a lot more benefits, like dental, vision, and hearing, along with helpful support when you need it most. Now is the time to see if you qualify to enroll. It only takes a few minutes to find out if you're eligible. Our licensed sales agents are ready to help you understand your options. So this Medicare planning season, we can help you plan well. Learn more at humanaduals.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a dual-eligible special needs PPO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the state Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. 93.7 The Fan is cleared by AQuickDrain.com. Now back to Fan Game Day.
Fan Twitter, you can follow us there at 93.7 The Fan. That's brought to you by South Hills Kia in Peters Township. Visit them at southhillskia.net. It is Fan Game Day right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, and it is brought to you by Westminster College. Exceptional education that is genuinely affordable. The Titans, I don't know what they did yesterday, Jason.
They won. They throttled Allegheny.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. So they beat up on the Gators a little bit yesterday.
Wow.
Hey. We're
Hey,
celebrating Cal U's win.
Yeah.
You can celebrate Westminster.
Yeah, Cal, you had a big one yesterday,
Big
huh?
win. Number 24, Frostburg State.
That is
6-3.
Cal,
Yes.
Cal U normally has a pretty good football program.
There was better back in the day when they took all the
Harvard on the Mon.
Forget about Harvard on the Mon.
How do you feel about all the Penn West stuff? You like how they're all grouped together now?
I think they do it all from. I don't know what they do it for, but the football team
Probably money.
Separate. I'm guessing it's all one. I don't know. I don't pay attention. They don't call me. I don't call them.
We got Sean Myers back behind the glass in Green Tree. He is a Sean still does the Seton Hill games, I believe, although he missed the one big upset they had this year. They beat
Over
Slippery
Cal.
Rock.
They beat Cal, too, I think.
Sean, did they beat Cal?
They beat Cal, yes. They did not beat Slippery Rock. They won at Cal. First time ever.
Oh, so that was the big upset this year.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
It's not easy to go to Adamson Stadium.
No. I mean, they get in there, and maybe they play some song late in the fourth quarter, and it becomes very difficult for opposing teams
They play
to
Renegade.
win. Yeah. I mean, that
should work somewhere. It doesn't work across the street anymore. It should work
Knowing
somewhere.
Cal, when I went there, they were probably playing like the Clarks or some Rusted Root.
Rusted
The
Root.
Vibro Kings.
Send me on my way.
Yes. That would be a great fourth quarter song, right? Send me on my way.
That is a good song.
Send them on their way.
Yeah. I mean, there was a big stink about Renegade this week, too, because of the time they played it last week.
It irritates me. I was like, okay, get rid of Renegade. Nobody cares. But, it's such a staple of Pittsburgh football history now. You just do it for that. I don't care if it works or not. None of the players even knows what it means anymore, or very few. But it is Pittsburgh.
What if they changed it to Mr. Roboto?
No! Renegade needs to stay. I don't care if they go 0 in the next 50 giving up touchdowns. Renegade is Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean,
period.
As many people as there's so many people I feel that complain about it, but I would be lying if I said every time I wasn't in the stadium and Renegade came on and it was actually a game in which the Steelers were close or they had a lead and they put it on in the fourth quarter. I mean, people are getting hyped up.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I want to come up with a new Renegade. I know it'll never change, but, a legitimate question, too. I'm not saying, send me on my way.
Wait a second here. We're in Pittsburgh. We don't change for nothing.
I know it's not changing.
Yeah,
we
all like stability around
but
here.
I'm saying that if it goes awry, let's come up with some backup plans.
Let me
at
think
some point.
here.
No,
Grateful
War
Dead.
Pig. No, I wouldn't do that. I was thinking War Pigs by Black Sabbath.
Oh, the song might be too long,
funny
but
you
I love
say
it.
that. War Pigs
AC/DC would have a few.
It's like the song of
War Games now.
Yes, it was a song
Yeah.
of War Games. My kid says last night said, "Oh, that must have been Ozzy's last song he wrote before he died." I'm like,
did you have to tell him no, he wrote it 50 years ago?
Not quite, but at least he knew it was Ozzy.
Making the connection, that's brought to you by Verizon, the official 5G of the Pittsburgh Steelers. We've talked a lot about the Steelers' defense and the issues that they've had today, but when it comes to the Steelers' offense, we said they have two ways to really dictate this game. They either keep the football on the ground or they put up 31-plus points, and I think they would even have to score 35 or 40 if they want to win this game. Beyond DK Metcalf, and there has been a pretty good connection between those two this season, DK with 5 touchdowns on the year, and Rodgers has been even more than what we could have hoped for. He's on pace for, 40-plus touchdown passes, which would be a Steelers single-season record. Who is somebody else that you feel has to have a big game in the receiving category for the Steelers to pull it off today?
I would love to see Jonnu Smith to get involved. I don't think that's going to happen. He needs to have it happen. I think he's that talented. But I'm going Calvin Austin. I mean, I like how Roman Wilson has listened to me after he told me he pled the 5th and 7 straight questions I asked him. Since then, he has been trending upwards. I'd like to see him do more, but I think this is a Calvin Austin game where he can potentially get behind the line of scrimmage and have some big plays. So I'll look for Calvin Austin coming back.
I'm going Roman Wilson. I think the arrow's pointed up with him. I think last week he gets the pat on the back from Aaron Rodgers, 4 for 74 to touchdown. I think he's starting to figure it out. What we've seen with him that has lacked has been opportunities. And there should be available opportunities. I don't like, I said this earlier, where the Steelers have found a level with their tight ends. I don't think they've done it. It's been inconsistent. It's been weird, whatever. But, I mean, there are opportunities. And the fact, what Aaron Rodgers is saying about Roman Wilson, I think how Roman Wilson has grown and proven himself to his quarterback, I think is going to matter. They need another receiving threat other than DK Metcalf. Jonnu Smith, Pat Freiermuth, to me, that's a separate conversation. I need to see more out of Roman Wilson this week.
I wonder if, we saw Roman Wilson come on a little bit last week. He had that huge grab early in the game, that big third down play, the long pass down the field by Aaron Rodgers. That was nice. The touchdown late in the game, I know it kind of came in garbage time, but hey, I mean, you're still able to at least see the guy catch a pass in the end zone.
Garbage time, they make the 2-point conversion. They still have a chance to tie that game. So it wasn't that much garbage.
That is true. But, I mean, I feel like now you at least see something from the guy. Yeah. I mean, they're trying to work him in more.
He's actually playing a larger snap share, and he's doing something with it. He's making himself noticeable. Yeah. Another way, I don't know if he's going to be utilized in this way, but I'm waiting for it to happen, is contributing in the running game. And whether he's able to block a little bit more, and I want to see them establish Jaylen Warren. Donnie, I know that wasn't your question about which pass catcher can have most of an impact today, but I mean, Jaylen Warren has to have an impact, and if I'm going to look at somebody who can actually get physical in the run game and block a little bit, Roman Wilson's not out of his element there.
You know, can I throw another one out there? Kenny Gainwell. So, to me, it feels like a Kenny Gainwell type of game here, where they're pounding inside. They're able to get out on the edge a little bit with him in the passing game. We haven't heard from him in a month, really. So I wouldn't sleep on Kenny Gainwell either as part of the pass game. But everything we hear come 3 days from now, they're looking for a receiver, right?
Do you think they're still going to do that?
No. Well, they could. It might be Valdez-Scantling or something like that. He just
Okay. So I want to ask you guys, what's up with that? Because
he didn't want to go in the practice squad. That's it.
Okay, if we get past Tuesday and nobody picks him up and another trade is not made.
That's what he's banking for. He's hoping.
Is he then the receiver that they bring in?
He's hoping that get past that trade deadline, that there'll be some spots open up, that he can find himself on the 53-man roster. That's why he did not sign here. So,
but he's going to want to sign here if there's an open spot,
yeah,
right, if he doesn't get other work.
Oh, if you put him on the 53-man roster, he's actually getting paid some cash.
Yeah.
You're getting paid
Do you think the Steelers,
couple grand a week at practice squad.
Do you think the Steelers, if they don't land anybody in a trade, would then circle back to Valdez-Scantling and give him a spot on the 53?
There might be I don't know who you're getting rid of. I'm sure that if it comes down to that, I don't understand why he doesn't want to do this, go in the practice squad, because he's probably not going to play much as it is. And if you need him, you can quickly elevate him, let's say if somebody gets hurt. Maybe he's holding out just in case somebody else comes calling. But is he a needle mover?
No, not really. So, I mean, he had his best years, back around COVID, which was 5 years ago.
Although Aaron Rodgers loves him.
He does. Now, we take a look at the inactives today. Scotty Miller among them. Chuck Clark, Jabril Peppers, Cole Holcomb, Andres Pete, another inactive.
Surprising.
For him.
I thought he was
Logan
going to
Lee
be
as well.
I thought Andres Pete was going to be the jumbo tackle until Sam Alu now is in the game. So I think that's who it was going to be. What'd you think of that, Donnie? I see you looking at this picture as well. Looking at a picture of the 2005 team.
I mean,
I feel old as dirt looking at this.
I mean, so this was a team in my prime. I mean, I
so
got
you
to
can name them all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's 46?
Oh, you got me at 46. I don't know 54 either.
That's Ryan Wallace.
R-I-A-N. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's Arnold Harrison.
And I see Jeff Reed still looks ridiculous as ever right in the middle of that picture.
Look at Sean Morey.
Sean Morey, a special teams ace.
Great story.
My guy
about
Larry
Sean,
Foote, I interviewed Larry Foote in high school. Pony tweeted that out on my birthday.
Tampa off?
They are off today.
Okay,
yeah.
that's good for him.
Chucky Jacoby.
Mike Logan. Then what about the coaches here? I see Butts. I see Chet.
Here's a big one. The man right in the middle next to Mr. Rooney. You think he could coach defense today? Dick LeBeau?
Right in the middle with his gold jacket.
Let him throw a headset on.
Tyrone Carter with the maroon cowboy hat on. One of the bigger plays made, what was it, 08 playoffs, I think.
You know who's looking good, and I'm happy he's looking good? Big Snack.
Oh, there's Kimo
Casey
Von
Hampton,
Ohoffen.
baby.
Kimo Von Ohoffen. What a legend. Boy, looking at Sean Morey in this picture, he looks...
From Brown, Ivy League.
A little gray. Great story. I used to travel with the team back during that point. You go through the... Check out the TSA or whatever it was back then. But it was pretty much just in the hangar. They let me go, and they held him up and didn't know who he was.
Really?
And he looks at me and goes, what? I'm like, oh. I was like, they thought I was a Steeler, and they thought he was just some kind of straggler trying to get on the plane.
Yeah, there's only a couple of guys as I look at that picture that I'm not sure.
Dan Kreider?
I could name.
He's probably making you really excited.
Dan Kreider, he will get one of the biggest pops of the afternoon. And I've told
it's going to look like Austin Bechtold, by the way, with the hood. He won't pull the hood out.
Yeah. But
Kevin Colbert in the house.
But I have mentioned to people that, hey, it could be an ugly game, but the halftime show is going to be worth it because we're going to get to reminisce.
Clint Krewald, Travis Kersky, Tommy Maddox. They're all there.
Chris
Faneca. There's this guy right here. He's the reason why they won the Super Bowl.
Peasy.
Peasy. Period.
The spiritual leader.
Period. Peasy. Chris Hope.
But one of the things you could love about that team is that, they yapped, especially the guy that wore number 55. They yapped a whole lot. He made headlines every single week, especially through that playoff run. But they went out there and they backed it up every single week. I mean, I still think it almost gives me chills when I go back and watch highlights of that Colts playoff game. Joey Porter comes out and says, yeah, we'll take them. They're soft. That's a soft football team, what they got in Indianapolis.
I got shot in Denver.
And they went out and they won the game. And he sacked Peyton Manning, 3 times?
Yeah.
He is the Conn Smythe Trophy winner of Super Bowl 40 run.
We played a clip from that on the morning show on Friday, Donnie. And I'd heard this, but I never heard it before. It was Cowher talking about, you guys went out there and you all backed up Peasy. Yeah. Great job. And then at the very end, he goes, Peasy, shut up this week, all right?
Peasy, can you be quiet this week, please?
Yeah. Wait a second. You never heard this?
No, I heard it. It just didn't grab me the way it did on Friday morning. It was making me laugh hysterically.
And he says, he's a soft bunch. And that's when he says, I was shot in Denver.
I know. It's the end of that. It's Cowher's comment that it's just like there's dead air for a second, and Cowher's like, Peasy, keep it quiet this week.
Yeah, like Super Bowl 40 in Detroit. He was quiet the whole week, and it was late.
He called out Jeremy Stevens.
No, somebody asked him about because Stevens was talking crap on Bettis, and he was just waiting for that little flicker. And boom! The gasoline exploded.
I also love
Jeremy here, Joey here. Jeremy here, Joey here.
I've always been a fan of the move that Joey Porter pulled in that game where he made sure the rest of the team waited back and Jerome ran out there by himself unknowingly.
Yeah.
Jerome thought he was just leading the charge, but he ran out there by himself. And even though
the Hope Easy thing, yeah.
Yeah, and even though people can, easily say, well, I mean, Bettis was kind of a bystander that year. He still had some big carries. Now, he almost had one that lost them the entire season. That would be forever iconic from Big Ben's tackle. But, I mean, those moments are forever etched in stone in Steelers history because that team got it done. And they did something that no team up to that point had ever done.
Feels a way away from where we're at now, doesn't it?
You know,
a lot of that
I'll tell you one
before
thing,
the
though.
season didn't get backed up like that.
Looking at this picture and these collection of former champs tells me if they don't play good today, man, there's no hope. Man, because you're living up to the aura of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers at their best right now. Now you got to look at these guys in the eyes and say, we just got whipped by the Colts. When the Colts, we went to the Colts when they were like by far the best team in the NFL.
I think they were
and
12.
won it.
I think they were 12.5-point favorites in that divisional game.
And now this team, we have to perform in front of them. I don't know if most of them even know, like any of them. I mean, who's the youngest guy? Say a guy like Nick Herbig. He was like 3.
Yeah.
So how much does he know? I don't know. But when a bunch of old coots come in and start saying,
But, I mean, that's on
get your
Cam
stuff
Hayward,
together.
T.J. Watt to educate them about the standard you're trying to uphold. And I don't know if that's happening right now.
Well, it's more Cam Hayward should know that. Because
Yeah.
Hayward played for it with a majority of these.
Yeah.
Some of them.
That's on him. You need to understand who you're playing for.
I think all of those guys should have watched the Super Bowl 40 DVD last night to get them hyped up. What do you think of that? I've seen that a time or two. I
have it memorized.
Yeah, I may know that DVD word for word, almost.
I love it.
The legendary and the real Harry Callis was the guy that narrated.
There's only one real Harry Callis.
He's the one that narrated that film.
Oh, man. There's some good old days there. That was my second year on the beat there, man.
I look back at that and I just think, and you guys always give me crap because I'll make you feel older than what you were. But, I look back at that and I think, man, I was 10 years old and this team was winning the Super Bowl. And it was like the prime of my sports fandom. And then a couple of years later, here they were again, winning the whole thing.
Is that Oliver Ross?
That's who I'm wondering. That has to be the guy between Kreider and Hoke.
I don't know who this is. I can't see his number.
Something 5. And it's certain. Ryan Clark wasn't on that team.
I like how they brought back all the coaches, the majority of the coaches. Ray Horton. I see Chet, the strength guy, Darren Perry, Keith Butler, James Daniel. I can't see who that is right there, to be honest with you. Sean, I don't know if that's the special teams coach, Spencer, LeBeau. So it's nice. It's nice that they're able to do stuff like this.
And, I'm telling you,
Mike Logan.
It could very well be if the team doesn't put on a good performance in this game. That could be the highlight. The halftime show where they bring out this team and they honor them, that could be the biggest pop that you hear from the crowd all afternoon.
Who gets the biggest pop if they name every single one of these?
I think number 7 is going to get a pretty big one. I think 36, I think 55 would get a pretty big one.
55's coming with the boot.
I think an underrated but big pop will be 35. Our boy Dan Kreider.
They're going to probably go numerical order, I would assume.
Kiesel will get a big one. Faneca.
So it's just going to be one big pop.
It will be. I always love games like this.
Maybe
you know
LeBeau.
why?
Maybe LeBeau.
Well, LeBeau will. They better be careful. There's not going to be Fire Austin. It'll be higher LeBeau. It'll be higher LeBeau chance in this crowd. Rehire LeBeau.
All right, now let's find the 2005 photo of Mark in his second year on the beat.
You got to find that.
I probably do have it.
You got to find that somewhere.
Let's go.
All right, we'll give you a couple minutes for that. We'll give you fan weather right now. That's brought to you by Myers Law Group, Pittsburgh's choice for affordable legal solutions. Mix of clouds and sun. Should be a beautiful day for football. The high possibly reaching 60. Coming up, we will get into some of our final thoughts on this game. Maybe Mark will find a picture from back circa 2005 before we get you to our pick segment and then kickoff of Steelers and Colts 1 p.m. at Acrisure Stadium. Fan Game Day continues next right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
This is Sean Myers bringing you fan headlines. Last night, the Dodgers won their second consecutive World Series in 11 innings. They defeated the Toronto Blue Jays 5-4 in Toronto. Yoshi Yamamoto won World Series MVP. Steelers today with a 4-3 record host the Indianapolis Colts, who come to town with a 7-1 mark kickoff at 1. And tonight, Sunday Night Football pits the Seahawks at the Commanders. The Fan is your home for the NFL on Westwood One. Check out tonight's matchup starting at 7:30. Don't forget you can stream the game using the free Odyssey app. Headlines are powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more, visit 937thefan.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder & Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder & Associates reminds you to text responsibly. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, built by Window Nation. Home of the buy two, get two free offer.
The Allegheny County Jail is hiring correctional officers and healthcare professionals now. Get a competitive salary, healthcare, and a pension. Ready to make a difference? Apply today at joinacj.com.
Dan's angrily letting you know that this November, Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union has a deal worth being thankful for. Home equity loan rates as low as 5.5%. Join Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union for just $5. Find out if you're eligible. AllegiantFCU.org.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey Sports Station. Live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app.
Have a house you're ready to sell? Ryan Shalava here with the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh, and I want to make your next home sale the easiest one yet. With over a decade in business and 175 plus 5-star reviews, we've helped people in all different situations get the most money out of their house when they need it. We'll save you time, money, and stress, and we'll even help you move. Call 412-500-9057. Get you a cash offer in as little as 24 hours. That's 412-500-9057 or visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com today.
At Bucko's Roofing, we're on top of it. Whether it's siding, roofing, windows, gutters, or insurance claims, you can count on Bucko's for quality customer service. Find us online and get a free quote today.
It's Pittsburgh's #1 roofing company.
Bucko's Roofing.
Here's Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan's Fan About Town. The Panthers are back on the field, and Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan is your home for all the action. From pregame to postgame, coverage on The Fan is brought to you by Boss TV and Appliance, Saloni's Italian Bread, Leon's Billiards and more, and the Feeney Insurance Agency. Get up with Nick Callis and The Fan Early Morning Show every Monday through Friday from 5 a.m. to 5:40, presented by Steel City Medical Center. Put the smile back in your life. Rediscover your strength and confidence at Steel City Medical Center, and get up with Nick and the Fan Early Morning Show every weekday morning at 5. New to Rivers Casino? Join now and earn up to $1,000 free slot play. Stop by Rush Rewards on your next visit to start earning today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For more information, visit 937thefan.com.
Your hometown building partner since 1956, 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
84 Lumber is proud to partner with Anderson Windows and Doors to present an all-new interactive showroom, now open in Mount Lebanon. The showroom features an extensive selection of windows, doors, and accessories from Anderson. The space is designed for personalized consultations, so homeowners, builders, and contractors can work directly with 84 Lumber experts to find the perfect Anderson products for their projects. Visit the showroom at 1675 Washington Road, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. I gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency. All over Febreze car clips right on your bed. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
All right, Joel Nelson for Fan Headlines. Steelers just under an hour from now take on the Indianapolis Colts at Acrisure Stadium. Later tonight, Seahawks are at the Commanders, and 93.7 The Fan is your home for Sunday Night Football in the NFL on Westwood One. Kickoff begins at 8:20, and coverage via Westwood One begins at 7:30. For more, go to 937thefan.com. Right now, it's more Fan Game Day.
It's time for Fan Game Day. The Fan Game Day is brought to you by Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Westminster College, Verizon, official 5G provider of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Slide Deck and Fence, and Zalone's Italian Bread.
Hey, let's get it right here. Let's get in the end zone. Let's go!
Fan Game Day is on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
412-928-9370. That's the number to hit us up on the fan text line, 412-928-9370. That's brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates, a personal injury law firm where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. It is Fan Game Day. Donnie Football, Mark Cabali, Jason Mackey. We are live outside of the Rivers Casino Sportsbook. If you are coming down to the game, Steelers and Colts at 1 p.m., park at the Rivers Casino. Stop by, say hello to us as we lead you up to kickoff just across the street at Acrisure Stadium. Mark Cabali still looking for a picture of himself from circa 20 years ago, since the Steelers are honoring the Super Bowl 40 team today at halftime in what could be the highlight of today's game. We will get to our final thoughts and predictions in just a couple of moments, but I think that will be a very cool halftime show for the fans today at Acrisure Stadium. I know people love when the dogs run out there and do all of the tricks, but I am a sucker for nostalgia, as plenty of people are in this town. So when we hear names like Joey Porter Sr., Ben Roethlisberger, Jerome Bettis, I think people will be pretty hyped up around 2:30-ish this afternoon. The Colts come into this contest 7-1. They are the class of the AFC. As of right now, the best offense in all of football, scoring almost 34 points per game. The Steelers are 4-3 and at a bit of an impasse on their season because of the percentage breakdown of playoff hopes with how this game could go. A 5-3 start, you make the playoffs over 60% of the time. A 4-4 start, you make the playoffs under 40% of the time. And the Baltimore Ravens, folks, they are looming. Winners of their last two, a win last Sunday against the Bears with Tyler Huntley at quarterback, and then the return of Lamar Jackson on Thursday night against the Miami Dolphins. They won big. Lamar had 4 touchdown passes. Didn't even have to really be Superman in that game, but I think the Ravens are going to be coming up fast on the Steelers. But gents, a little bit more to break this game down here. Under an hour away from kickoff at Acrisure Stadium. The weather will not be a factor. It is a beautiful day out there. The high will get up to the upper 50s, possibly even touch 60. So no excuses there. And the Steelers try to stop this potent Colts offense.
Yep. Let's see how the field holds up.
How was it last week? Because Pitt played there Saturday, and then you had the Sunday night game.
I don't think it was
terrible. I think they just painted it green.
I mean, it certainly wasn't the same factor it was before.
Hey,
but
it's
November.
Not an excuse. It's November. The whole East Coast hasn't had rain in like 6 months other than the other day. So even the sod farms are probably struggling a little bit there. So they're going to replace it again here in a couple weeks. It wasn't noticeable, although Aaron Rodgers didn't seem to like it. Said it is what it is, and I guess it was a little better, he said. I don't think that plays a big factor in today's game. Whatsoever plays a big factor in this game is if their defense can actually stop the Colts and that juggernaut of an offense, and that's more of a concern right now than anything else.
And how many points the Steelers can put up. I mean, I think we just need to accept reality a little bit here. The Colts are going to score points. They're going to move the ball. They're a good team. They're not suddenly going to go from averaging over 33 points a game to scoring 7. The Steelers are going to have to score. They're going to have to find something that works. Maybe that's running the ball. Maybe it's Aaron Rodgers. Maybe it is a totality of the passing game and DK Metcalf and who steps up around them. I think that's an intriguing sub-storyline for me a little bit, like whether they're able to pick on that secondary, whether the yards the Colts have given up, are they more because the Colts have been blowing teams out and forcing them to throw, or is there a deficiency there? I'd maybe hope so. Aaron Rodgers has obviously been very good. You want to try to get them in looks to move the football, use the tight ends a little bit more. We've gone over some of that stuff. But, if the Steelers can put up 28 points, maybe, I certainly warm to their chances.
I don't feel like that's a number that's unattainable.
I think it has to be
more realistic.
I said that as a way to, start the conversation. I think we're all saying the same thing. I think you need to have over 30 to win this game if you're the Steelers. But, 28 starts the conversation for me.
What they say in the replacements, Gene Hackman, you know what I'm looking for? Heart. Miles and miles of heart.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for. That's what I'm looking for out of this team, out of this defense. Are you just going to let what happened the last 2 weeks define you? Or are you going to come out here and show what you believe what you're worth and what type of a team you are right now? All the noise is so loud. The people, the players, the coaches that say, yeah, I don't hear this, you're lying, because you do hear it. The question is, are they going to show that heart, or are they going to roll over and play like they did the last 30 minutes of last week's game and try to make it close at the end? No, you want to see that, especially like we were talking about, that Super Bowl 40 team. They had the heart. Let's see the heart. They're going to be playing Renegade. They're going to be playing Renegade with probably a Super Bowl 40 feel to it, right?
Hopefully.
Stuff like this needs to get you riled up. And then instead of booing Tomlin and booing the team, we talked about this is the time they probably need you more than anything.
And I don't want to act as if they lose this game, I know the percentages don't bode well, but I'm not going to act as if a loss today means the playoffs are out of reach. There's no chance. We've seen Steelers teams in the past have a worse start than 4-4 and either get into the playoffs or get very, very close. Just a couple of years ago, Kenny Pickett's rookie year, the second year they started 2-6, 2-7. They clawed their whole way back. Now, so I don't want to say a 4-4 start means there's absolutely no shot, because there always is.
You're going to be one of the few around here who feel that way, by the way.
But I
hope you're ready to not have a lot of company.
I know that by hook or by crook, I still feel as if this team will win 9 games and they will be close to a playoff spot. And on top of that, they're going to have to try and keep pace with the Ravens, because I do think Baltimore will catch them. I think they will catch them fast. I said earlier this week, I think by the time we finish that Thanksgiving week, where the Ravens play on Thanksgiving night and the Steelers play the Bills on that Sunday, I think by that point the Ravens will either have passed them or have tied them for the North. And then that last month of the season is going to be a wild one, boys. I think they just have to make sure they are ready to go for that final run. So I don't want to say, hey, a loss today, even though I'm feeling that's the direction this is going. I don't want to say at the same time that this means the season's over if they don't win this game.
Donnie, that Ravens schedule, my goodness. You might have gone,
it
at
eases
Minnesota,
up.
at Cleveland, against the Jets at home, against the Bengals at home, against the Steelers at home, at the Bengals, who should be in shambles by that point. And then they've got a heck of a finish, too.
Yes.
The Patriots come into Baltimore. You're at Green Bay, at Pittsburgh, a game that has all the makings of getting flexed to a Sunday night. But, I mean, you're 3-5 right now. They're going to be over 500 in a couple weeks.
The way I look at it is even if they do lose or behind Baltimore, I think what helps them is that they still got the 2 games left with them, that they can make up some ground in a hurry if they beat Baltimore twice, which they've been known to do in the past. So, I mean, they can lose to them twice too, of course, but I think that's a little bit of glimmer. Plus, I mean, Baltimore does struggle with Cleveland?
They do.
They struggle with Cleveland a lot for
so do
some
the Steelers.
weird
they have
odd
to go to
reason.
Cleveland.
They struggle in Cleveland, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, so I hate looking at schedules and say win, lose, because you don't know what it really is quite yet, but you can't deny. You cannot deny that Baltimore's schedule is light. You can't deny that the great Bubba's here.
No jersey today. He had the
not the Love Sponge, Bubba from
100.7.
There you go.
And of local pro wrestling fame.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
I saw him wrestle 15, 20
He's
years
still
ago.
at it, man.
Oh, he's
in his John Cena run right now.
He has that ring presence where he steps through that curtain and he becomes Bubba the Bulldog. I don't know what his name is right now, but he was Bubba the Bulldog.
I think he still goes by that.
Does he? Oh, apparently he was giving out some receipts the other day. He was telling us, wasn't he?
He was telling me about that. Yeah, there were a couple of young guys that didn't really respect the business enough, and he had to. Yeah,
he was slapping them around.
He got a little bit stiff with him in the ring.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
That's so good.
But the Steelers will need to get a bit stiff on defense against these Colts, because we know that has been what has the shortage of the Steelers has been this season. And we kind of joked last segment that maybe there won't be Fire Austin chance. There could be higher LeBeau chance by the time we get to the end of the day, because Dick LeBeau in the building for the honoring of the Super Bowl 40 team. I just feel as if I really hate the coaching matchup. You know, as good as Mike Tomlin has been for the better part of 2 decades, Shane Steichen works him over time and time again. Their last few meetings have been the same thing. I mean, he did it with Gardner Minshew a couple of seasons ago. He did it with Anthony Richardson and then Joe Flacco last season. I just really worry about this coaching matchup, because it feels as if Mike Tomlin looks on the other side and there's a guy that's able to outmatch him.
Well, but Mike Tomlin also the last 2 meetings had Justin Fields as your starting quarterback and Mitch Trubisky.
I mean, the Colts had Gardner Minshew in that game, and they scored 30 points.
Colts have 730 total yards over the past 2. That has nothing to do with the quarterback.
If you remember the last game, was that last year?
Yes.
Whatever they scripted, those first 2 drives were just flawless. So.
And he did it with Anthony Richardson. And then the odd thing about that game was, and we talked about this, I remember back early last season, my fear was, hey, Anthony Richardson, a guy who's prone to injury, if he gets hurt, here comes Joe Flacco. And that's what the Steelers were afraid of.
Don't get him hurt.
That's what they were afraid of, and that's what happened. Cowboy Joe, yet again, he comes into the game, he dices them up. What do we have here? This is from Ray Fittipaldo of the Post-Gazette. Zach Frazier just snapped the ball to Aaron Rodgers in pregame warm-ups. Rodgers appeared to jam one of his fingers. He slammed the ball down in the grass and massaged his fingers before taking the next snap from under center.
Mason time.
It's just a little chilly out there. You got to warm up the hands. You got to be ready for the snap.
You just told me it was going to be 60 degrees out there.
It is. Middle of the game.
Depends on what finger it's on, right? I hope it's not the throwing hand, but I would assume it is.
I mean, if your boy Mason gets in, he better get ready to put up 30-plus.
I wouldn't doubt that Mason could do that. Maybe he just
40?
Stoved it.
I'm sure Rodgers is fine.
Until he's not.
He's been doing this thing for 20-plus years. I'm sure he's good to go.
He's probably thinking, come on, Zach, can't you get the snap to my hands?
All right, guys, I want to get some of your final thoughts on this game, so we let you loose and let you get into the building. Jason, we'll start with you. How do you think this game is going to go, and who is going to be the star player by the end of it?
Do I have to name a Steeler?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you go completely honest with this.
I mean, I don't see it going well for the Steelers, Donnie. I don't. I think the Colts are going to try to run the ball, and I think they're going to find success. I think Jonathan Taylor is going to be the star player of the game. I don't think they're going to have a recipe to stop him. I think it's going to be frustrating seeing Tyler Warren over the middle. The Steelers aren't going to be able to cover him. But the bigger of the two is going to be Jonathan Taylor. I think they score a little bit, but I think the Colts come out of here with, I'm going to say, a 33-17 win.
Mark?
I think the defense finally steps up and plays a respectable game if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. Respectable game does not mean a winning performance either. Even though I think it's going to be closer than a lot of us feel, I still find it hard to pick against the Colts. Maybe not be the perfect term. Picking the Steelers to win this game. So I'm going with the Colts on this one. This is going to be relatively high scoring, but I think it's going to be relatively close. I'm going 31-27 Colts. Star of the game, I'm just going Steelers side, just to give somebody something to look at. If you're giving up 31 points, you're not going to have much success on defense, but I think Jaylen Warren does pop up some 100-yard game.
I think the Steelers are going to get bludgeoned in this game. Yeah, I think it's going to look like a lot of the playoff games have looked for the better part of the last decade. I think the Colts come out of the gate, they score a touchdown, they go up early, they never really give that back. The Steelers keep it competitive for about 20 to 25 minutes of the game action. We go into the locker room, it's a 10-point or 14-point game. And then after that, I think it reaches what could be a 20 to 25-point Colts win. My official prediction on Friday was 42 to 20. I think it could be anything in that range, 38 to 17, 35 to 17, 35 to 14. I think the Colts are the class of the AFC. I think they are going to show that more today, and I think the Steelers' defense just does not have enough to get the job done. I think Tyler Warren, I'm going to go with another tight end coming off the heels of a Tucker Kraft career performance. I think he has his best performance, and that's saying something because he's been the best tight end in football through the first half of his rookie campaign. I think he has a big game today to certainly boost his Rookie of the Year resume. But, guys, I'm going to
You're heading over, though? You're going.
I'm heading over.
Will you take part in the Fire Tomlin chant if it starts around you?
No, I've never been one to really get into that. But like I was saying earlier,
you won't prevent anybody.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell the guy next to me, hey, you shouldn't do that. Like this guy's spending his hard-earned money too.
Then he'll punch you in the face, and it'll be on like bumfights.com or whatever that's called.
Donnie will be like Jiminy Cricket. Now that's not very nice.
Yeah, I might get on TMZ like Pony did earlier this week. But I think it's going to be an ugly game for our Steelers. I think they fall to 4-4 by today's end. But coming up, we have our pick segment, the final segment of Fan Game Day as we get into our picks. Coming up next for the rest of Week 9 of the NFL season, you can follow us on Twitter at 937 The Fan. That's brought to you by South Hills Kia in Peters Township. Visit them at southhillskia.net. Our picks are up next right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. As the days get shorter and the air gets crisper, football is back across the area. And we want to encourage the young players out there with our youth football showcase. All season long, we're taking our hosts on the road to fields across the area. And we want to be part of your team. Go to 937thefan.com and sign up your league and let us come out and show our appreciation for all the youth players and coaches. Brought to you by Steel City Shredding, Bellman Electric, Keystone Custom Apparel, Living Treasures, and Saloni's Italian Bread. From Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Seahawks tonight are at the Washington Commanders, and 93.7 The Fan is your home for the NFL on Westwood One and Sunday Night Football. Tonight's game kicks off at 8:20, and coverage via Westwood One begins at 7:30. Catch it all on the free Odyssey app as well. Fan Headlines are powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more, go to 937thefan.com.
At Giant Eagle, we're helping bring the holiday magic home. Because your get-togethers bring everyone together. Because you make the holidays feel like the holidays. Because nothing beats free. From October 16th to November 6th, spend $350 and earn a free turkey on your next visit. Redeem through November 30th. Giant Eagle. Because it matters. Must scan My Perks loyalty card to earn and redeem. Restrictions apply. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how retailers become constantly connecting must-visit shops. How restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with our reliable business internet. Plus, stay connected when you add Wi-Fi backup for just $35 a month. And ask about a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Wireless Connect requires business internet for additional monthly charge. Taxes and other fees extra. Prepaid card offer ends 11/16/25.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
In 1945, my grandparents made sausage using the finest ingredients and a lot of love. I'm Ernie Ritchie. After 80 years, the recipe never changed. Visit our store and celebrate our 80th anniversary. Ritchie's Italian Sausage. It's what Pittsburgh eats since 1945.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
If you're hosting a Halloween party, then make a potion with on-sale spirits from Fine Wine and Good Spirits. Batch a monstrous Manhattan with Jim Beam Devil's Cut Straight Bourbon, conjuring notes of deep oak and vanilla. Or stir up a Speak of the Devil using Ghost Tequila Blanco and a bite of juicy raspberry liqueur. Just grab a bottle, the ice, shake, and poof, the perfect potion. Shop Wickedly Good Spirits in-store or online at FWGS.com. Both bottles 750 milliliter. Offers on November 2nd, 2025. Please enjoy responsibly.
At Humana, our Medicare Advantage plans give you coverage you can count on, along with guided support to help you feel your best. Our licensed sales agents are ready to help you understand your options and choose a Medicare Advantage plan that fits your needs. Things like dental, vision, and hearing coverage are included in every plan, even offering a yearly cap on out-of-pocket costs for covered medical services. And with access to Humana's large, trusted networks, it's easy to get the quality care you need. Plus, every plan has a $0 or low monthly plan premium, which makes it easier to save too. So this Medicare planning season, we can help you plan well with Humana. Learn more now at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-848-2299. 800-848-2299. Again, that's 800-848-2299.
Prescription products require completion of an online medication consultation with an independent healthcare provider through the LifeMD platform and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Individual results may vary. Additional restrictions apply at lifemd.com. Read all warnings before using GLP-1s. Side effects may include a risk of thyroid C-cell tumors. Do not use GLP-1s if you or your family have a history of thyroid cancer.
Confused on where to start with weight loss medication? 95% of LifeMD patients said starting their weight loss journey was simple. Go to trylifemd.com now and see the best options with or without insurance for Wegovy, Zepbound, and more. Brian was approved for insurance coverage and lost 100 pounds.
I love the fact that insurance covered almost everything because pharmaceutical prices are going through the roof. The first time I realized that LifeMD was working for me was when the hunger started going away. I never thought losing weight would be this easy. It's given me more energy. I would recommend LifeMD to anybody.
Nearly 96% of patients said they would recommend the LifeMD program to anyone who wants to lose weight. Get started right now at trylifemd.com. That's TRYLIFEMD.com.
Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. 93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com.
On me,
Now back to Fan Game Day.
Fan weather, that is brought to you by Myers Law Group, Pittsburgh's choice for affordable legal solutions. It is a beautiful day for football, folks. If you're coming down to the game, hey, by the way, park at the Rivers Casino. Stop by, say hello to us here right next to the Rivers Casino Sportsbook before you make that walk across the street to Acrisure Stadium. A beautiful fall day for football. High in the upper 50s. It might even touch 60 in certain spots, and partly cloudy. So a beautiful day for Steelers and Colts, which will get underway at the top of the hour at Acrisure Stadium. It is time to make our picks to finish up Fan Game Day. Picks for Week 9 of the NFL season. Insane to think that we are already at the halfway point of the 2025 season. We are into the month of November. It is just flying by. We hit big on Thursday night. As a group, the PM team, we all swept the board, picking Baltimore minus 7.5 in Miami. That was what we like to call a rocking chair bet. And the Baltimore Ravens, with Lamar Jackson back, they won 28-6, 4 touchdown passes for Lamar Jackson, and really just nothing going for that Miami Dolphins offense. So Baltimore, a big chance to gain a key game on the Steelers this weekend. And as you guys know, I have made it pretty known that I think the Ravens are going to not only catch the Steelers, but pass them up by the time we finish Thanksgiving week at the end of this month. But here we go. The rest of the Week 9 slate on the board, 1 p.m. games. We start with Minnesota and Detroit, a matchup in the NFC North. And I'm actually more confident in this game than any other on the board. I use this with the guys as my money ball pick, which counts as 2 points for the Sunday slate. Detroit minus 9.5 is my pick here. They're 3-0 at home against the spread. Minnesota, Carson Wentz is done. They had such little confidence in putting J.J. McCarthy back in the lineup that they had poor Carson Wentz play with one arm on Thursday Night Football about 10 days ago. And I know they've had the longer layoff, but hey, that doesn't matter to me here. We've seen in the NFL this season that doesn't really matter, getting that 10-day layoff going from Thursday to a Sunday game the week after. Plus, the Minnesota coaching not as strong as what we thought after a great 2024. Kevin O'Connell hasn't been able to find that same magic. And Brian Flores, the defenses are not as scary in 2025 as they have been in the past. I think this is a type of game where Detroit just runs it right at them. They get a little creative. They have some fun as well. And we've seen Detroit run away from teams in recent years. I think it's one of the games where they win, 48-24 by the time the game is over. Like, they win this game going away and nearly put up a 50-burger. So I am going to take Detroit minus 9.5 in this one. The next one, a big spread. We have a lot of big spreads this week, guys, as we reach the halfway point of the season. The Chargers are in Tennessee, and LA is giving 10 points, and I think I'm going to take them here. I have been on the Tennessee covers train too many times this season, and they have failed time and time again. I don't know if Cam Ward is a failure. I think it's tough to put that on a guy 8 or 9 games into his NFL tenure, but the rest of that team in Tennessee is horrible. And I think the Chargers have a chance to continue to gain some ground, keep up the pace, if you will, in the very competitive AFC West. I think they get a win, and I think they get a big win on the road. So I'm going to have them covering minus 10. It is a 13.5-point spread in Green Bay. The Packers are giving 13.5 points to the Carolina Panthers. And I think I'm going to go with the Panthers here to narrowly, very narrowly cover this spread. And I think it could be a look of a backdoor cover, a game like what we saw with the Packers in Pittsburgh last week. I think Carolina will be down, I don't know, it could be even 20 points in this game, and they score late. They make it just a 13-point game, something like that. I think they at least keep it respectable in what will be loss number 5 for them on the season. So give me Carolina plus the 13.5. But as you can hear, I'm not super confident in that pick. Cincinnati is hosting Chicago. They are getting 3 points in this one. And listen, the Cincinnati defense simply cannot stop anybody. Chicago, that team has to be upset after the opportunity they let slip through their fingers last week in Baltimore. They got a Ravens team that had a bad defense without Lamar Jackson, and they let both things beat them. The Ravens defense had a good game, and Tyler Huntley was cutting through that Bears defense. I'm going to take Chicago here to get back on the horse. They go to 5-3. They win the game by more than 3 in a little bit here in Cincinnati. Atlanta, +6 at New England. The Falcons have been maybe the most confusing team all season long. They will get a big home win against the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football, where they look like the best team or the better team on the field for the entirety of the 60 minutes. And then they host a Dolphins team last Sunday, and they get boat raced. A Dolphins team that is bad, very bad. So in this case, I don't know what to do with these guys. I'm just going to take Atlanta +6 and say this will be one of those weird games that the Falcons either stay in until the end or they just outright win. New England has been very impressive. That win for the Steelers looks very, very strong as the season goes on. Now, it may not matter for Pittsburgh if they don't get back on the horse themselves, but I think Atlanta in a weird game, a weird Atlanta game, +6 is where I will go. San Francisco in New York, technically New Jersey. It is 49ers and Giants in just a little bit at MetLife Stadium. And the 49ers are giving 2.5 to a Giants team that lost Cam Scatterbo last week. Jackson Dart can still sling it from his quarterback position. And San Fran, a disappointing loss on the road last week in Houston. And I feel as if people are going to, for that reason, jump on the Giants in this spot. I'm going to stay with the 49ers. I think San Fran will cover this 2.5 points. I think they win a game by 6 points or 10 points. No matter who they have playing at quarterback, whether it's Brock Purdy or Mac Jones, that system runs in a pretty similar way under Kyle Shanahan. And I think the 49ers will get back to it, and they have to keep pace as well in the NFC West. I think they go to 6-3 with the win, and they cover 2.5 on the road. Denver and Houston, this is a good one in the AFC. Now, the Texans' defense has been really good this season, and the Denver defense, as we expected, has turned it on. They have become very good. I think here, I feel as if the wrong team is favored. Denver is getting 1.5 points in Houston. I think Denver's the better football team. I think they are about to go to 7-2. Where the difference is that I think Denver actually has the offense that can outscore even a very good defense. Houston has not really shown that their offense can keep up and score in big numbers this season. C.J. Stroud is still going through that weird spell. They have injuries at wide receiver. I'm going to take Denver to win this game outright, and they're getting 1.5 on the road, so I'll take them a 1 o'clock game here in a little bit in Houston. New Orleans, plus 14 in L.A. against the Rams. This begins our 4:05 slate a little bit later today. Man, New Orleans, they're going to start. Tyler Shuck, his first career start will go against the Rams in L.A. I'm going to go with L.A. to cover this big spread. I'm worried about doing it because big spreads are always a bit dangerous. But New Orleans, I thought, was actually playing okay football in losing efforts with Spencer Rattler. They have made the switch over to Tyler Shuck. I don't think it'll be much different in this case. I don't know how much of a spark he will give, but I'm going to take the Rams here to win big by at least 2 touchdowns, as that is the spread right now. Another 4:05 game in Vegas. The Raiders are getting 3 at home against Jacksonville. And I think it's tough for Jacksonville to be giving points really to anybody when they are the road team. They're only 1-1 on the road against the spread. They have played a lot of games in Jacksonville. They've also had a game in London. But the Jags, to me, are a team that's very hard to trust. They're a 4-win team. They could very well be a 5-win team after we are done later today. But the Raiders are getting the points at home. Geno Smith has a little bit of pressure on him. Ashton Jeanty has gotten going. And Jacksonville has just been, like I said, very difficult to trust as a road team this year. So give me Vegas plus 3 at home. This is the biggie of the afternoon, the 425 national TV attention that we get around the league in a classic AFC matchup, one that we have seen in the playoffs time and time again over the last handful of seasons. It is Patrick Mahomes, it is Josh Allen, it is the Kansas City Chiefs, and it is the Buffalo Bills. Kansas City giving a point in Buffalo, and KC has turned it on. After their slow start, they have looked like the best team in football. They have looked like a team that's ready to go back to the Super Bowl, and people around the league are taking notice and starting to get worried about that. Buffalo, in these spots against Kansas City, they tend to win the game. Last season, they won the game. They have won the game in the regular season more often than not in the Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes matchups, no matter what venue the game is taking place in. The Chiefs, I don't want to say they don't care about this game, because they do, because they can still play for AFC supremacy and they can make it the Arrowhead Invitational again if they keep winning. However, with Kansas City, they know that the game that matters is going to happen in late January, and that's likely a time where they will see this Buffalo team again. I think the Bills get the best of them on Sunday afternoon. I think Josh Allen has a massive game. He always balls out against the Chiefs, and he'll need to, because he's got to put the Superman cape on. Josh Allen and James Cook, big games last week in the blowout win against the Panthers. That was basically another bye week for Buffalo. I think the Bills get the win. They go to 6-2 with the getting a point at home later this afternoon. Buffalo is my winner in that big matchup. Sunday Night Football, good one here. Seattle and Washington. the Commanders getting Jaden Daniels back. They are 3-5 on the season, and they are getting 3 points at home. Seattle is a good football team, people. They came into Pittsburgh early in the season. They beat up on the Steelers. They took advantage of some key mistakes. But Seattle is a team that on the road, they are better than they are at home, which is weird because they get such praise for their home venue, the 12th man, the noise, all of that. Seattle is a 5-2 football team. They're 3-0 on the road. And not only that, they are 3-0 on the road against the spread. I am going to take them to win the game and cover that spread here. Sam Darnold has played well. Both running backs are playing well, Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. Play at receiver has been phenomenal from Jackson Smith and Jigba. Seattle is going to be my pick here, and I think they cover that 3 points. And now we get to Monday Night Football. In Dallas, the Cardinals and the Cowboys. Cardinals getting 2.5 points. It looks as if Kyler Murray will be good to go tomorrow night in Big D. Arizona's been another weird team to go about. Now, they have gone on a skid. They started off 2-0. They played two of the worst teams in football at the time. People got pretty excited about them. They have since lost 5 straight games. However, this team is odd. They will play teams tough. They played the Packers tough. They play they play contenders tough. It is very odd watching what the Cardinals are able to do, but then they also find a way to lose games. They played Seattle very tough, if you recall, earlier this season on Thursday Night Football. They are 3-0 on the road against the spread this year. And I know that's not the end-all, be-all. I just brought that stat up about Seattle. But I think Arizona, whether it is Kyler Murray or Jacoby Brissett, I don't think there's much of a drop-off in quality there. I think they can keep this game close because Dallas's defense can't stop anybody. So they need their offense, Dallas that is, to have a huge game, to score 30-plus points, to light up that scoreboard in Jerry World. I'm going to take Arizona plus the 2.5. I think it is a very fun Monday Night Football game in terms of scoring. So there we go, the rest of the slate around the NFL in Week 9, which brings us to Pittsburgh and Indianapolis. The Colts and the Steelers getting set for kickoff just a few minutes from now across the street at Acrisure Stadium. The Colts are giving 3 points in this game. The Colts are 7-1. The Steelers are 4-3. Pittsburgh has lost 2 games in a row, and they're going to make it 3 because, folks, I am going to go with something I've been saying all week, I've been saying all morning. I think the Steelers are going to get crushed in this game. This is something that you don't hear from me often. It's something we don't, frankly, see all that often. A home game for the Steelers where it is non-competitive after the first 20 to 25 minutes of the game. I think this game goes into the locker room and it's a 2-score affair. I think it ends even uglier than that. I think the Colts win this game like 42-21 or 38-17, 38-14. I think it is a 20 to 25 point difference by the time we get to the end. The Colts, they are scoring at a very prolific rate. They score nearly 34 points per game. Jonathan Taylor is the front runner for Offensive Player of the Year. For my money, I think Tyler Warren is the Rookie of the Year, although there is some stiff competition coming from somebody for the Giants and somebody for the Buccaneers. I expect him to have a huge day. They have some good weapons on the outside as well. Alec Pierce is somebody I think that can get behind this defense and have a big game. And Daniel Jones, what a renaissance for him in Indianapolis. He came in here last season with the Giants. The Steelers beat them up. That was pretty much it for him in a Giants uniform. I think that he is going to run an offense that spanks an aging and old, overpaid and overrated Steelers defense in just a little bit. And to top it off, Shane Steichen, when he coaches against Mike Tomlin, he spanks him too. The coaching comparison here is often favoring the Colts in a landslide. So I am all over Indianapolis this afternoon, and hopefully all of my words are the ultimate kibosh and the Steelers come out of this pounding their chest and showing that they are still alive. But I am picking the Colts to win this game and win it big so they cover the 3-point spread. Want to thank the fine folks here at the Rivers Casino Sportsbook. I want to thank Jason Mackey and Mark Cabali for their contributions as well. A thank you to our guy Seth Davis here beside us at the Rivers Casino Sportsbook, making sure we stay on the air down here. And a double thank you to the guys back in the Green Tree Studios running the 1s and 2s, Sean Myers and Joel Nelson. That does it for us. Fan Game Day. Steelers and Colts, 1 p.m. kickoff at Acrisure Stadium. That's just a little bit away, right across the street from the Rivers Casino Sportsbook. We will talk to you next week. It's a Sunday night affair for Pittsburgh as they're in L.A. More Fan Game Day next Sunday. Donnie Football signing off on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. You listen to them every day. Now you can watch them too on the Fan Video Stream powered by Bowser. Catch your favorite 93.7 The Fan hosts live on the Fan Video Stream. Just hit up 937thefan.com. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Seahawks are at the Washington Commanders tonight for Sunday Night Football, and 93.7 The Fan is your home for the NFL on Westwood One and Sunday night games, and it's also on the free Odyssey app. Kickoff is set for 8:20. Coverage begins at 7:30. Fan headlines are powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more, go to 937thefan.com.
This year's senior class, adults